That's not how the Force works.
I don't care!
Put a chick in it and make her name it gay!
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
I like to get into a vibe. You know what I mean? So we'll get into it. We'll discuss it all. The truth is, it sort of is what it is. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Look. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Right? You know what I mean? That's all good. You know what I mean? Right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Totally understand it. Like, totally get it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I've been asking me questions and this, that, second, the third. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Frankly, I'm a big believer in, like, alchemy. You know what I mean? Sort of an esoteric, hippy-dippy kind of a guy, right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And that's all. You know what I mean? But, yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I can cook. You know what I mean? Wife, this, that, second, and third. Do you know what I mean? 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 It is what it is. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you don't... I'm not doing it for charity. You know what I mean? So weird.
G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Oh! G'day guys and welcome to Casual Rage 231, where we're going to casually rage out about the topics of the week. Didn't realize how long that fucking clip actually is. It's almost 2 minutes long, what, 1minute and 45 seconds or something like that? Let's see, what does it say in here? 1minute and 41 seconds of Joshy Boy. That's the clip I'm talking about. And you know how much that's clipped from? That's clipped from 18 and a half minutes of live stream. You get nearly 2 minutes of, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And there's some times where he talks so quickly that his mouth doesn't even move. His mouth doesn't even move. It's crazy. I was editing and I'm going, hang on, is the timing of the audio off with the visual? And then like you hear the bit where he burps and stuff and it's like, no. And you watch it and like some of those bits where he's talking really quick, his mouth doesn't even move. But yes, we got a lot to, well, we don't really have like a lot to talk about. We got a little bit to talk about. We are going to talk about Star Wars Theory and Den of Shills, and a little bit of that. You know what I'm talking about? We are going to talk about the Gold's Gym thing. I kind of brought that up because, again, I'm not political, but I just feel like a bit of the landscape is changing a little bit where people are speaking up. Now, it's not to say that those people aren't copping some ridiculous consequences, but and that goes even further now with a TMZ interview. So we'll talk about that. I did have a little Rachel Zegler thing. She got awarded, what was it? Woman of the Year from the Glamour. I don't know. Glamour Magazine Awards or something. And it's that Steph pulled up, still playing the victim as she would. She's not going to change. And then we've got some Star Wars stuff to talk about. But how y'all doing? How y'all doing? I find it absolutely hilarious that 2 weeks ago on this stream, we watched Joshy Boy, Den of Shells. We watched his Kathleen Kennedy like apology video or whatever it was. And if you remember, I was commenting massively on that and the snorting into the microphone. And then I started watching the replay of Melvin's stream last night. And he was going through the stream of him talking about him and Theory breaking up. And he started commenting on it. And I'm like, I've got to clip this shit out. Like, it's fucking hilarious. And I reckon it would be funny. And it is actually kind of funny. Especially the bit where it's like, there's a whole heap of quiet. And there's just the in between, like those bits of quiet. And then after that, he comes back and he goes, you know what I mean? Oh, so fucking funny. But let's see who we've got here. We've got Trev in the chat. Now, Trev would like, dude, if that was the case, it sucks that you can't type as many things as you want in comments in a stream on YouTube. Dude, if you could write, like you could take up the whole space. They've got to limit it. They do have to limit it. I know what you mean. I've been in the same situation. In fact, I've been in the situation where I've been writing what I want to write and like there's literally 2 more words and they don't fit with the amount of characters that you can use. And then you got to go back through it and you're like, oh, I can change this you into just you. And then you get 2 characters back. And dude, I know exactly what you mean, but it would still be ridiculous if they were to do that. The Star Wars fan base should pray to God and Jesus that Disney doesn't integrate anything else from Legends into canon, from the EU into canon. And I understand, like, yes, they are bastardizing, and they have bastardized everything that they've bought in. Again, I've got such separation between the two now that I'm like, do it, bring them in. Like, I don't want them to because I know that they will bastardize it, and that's like what this next generation is going to understand from these characters. But you know, let them be stupid and like just bring in who they want to bring in. Dave Filoni's going to do it anyway. What's the bet that? Like, I'm not going to give Joshy Boy any credit with this, but what's the bet that Abeloth does come in at some point? You know, man, they've done so much. I mean, look at what they've done with Thrawn. The best example, actually, of a destruction to a expanded universe character is Thrawn. Like, you could make the argument, yeah, like Ben Solo is a ripoff of Jason Solo, and you could also make the argument that it's ridiculous that Leia even names. Actually, we've got something on that. I can't believe that it's coming up like this. Leia names Ben when she never knew Obi-Wan as Ben. Like, never knew Obi-Wan as Ben. The only way that she knew that Obi-Wan's name was Ben at any time would have been when Luke yelled Ben. No, does he? Whoa. I don't even think that. Oh no, when Luke goes into the cell and goes, I'm here with Ben Kenobi, I'm here to rescue you. Like, but there's nothing there. That's why it makes more sense in the EU that Luke calls his son Ben Skywalker. And, oh God, fucking, you see what I did there? And Leia and Han name their kids, well, Jaina and Jason, but there's no real connection there. But then you've got Anakin Solo. Hopefully Darth Talon won't appear in the Maul show. Again, that wouldn't surprise me in the least if they did, though. Wouldn't surprise me if they did. SWA's in the chat. How you doing, SWA? Joshy boy snorts too much. Hashtag Denner 500K. Dude, I can't believe what he was actually saying in that stream. Like, I don't know how Theory is supposed to take that. Like, I'm interested because we're actually going to watch Theory stream after the events of it all. But I think it was before Joshy boy's like reaction to it all. I don't know the sequence of events with all of this, but dude, Josh threw Theory under the bus, and I'm not one to defend Theory. You know, there have been the times where he sort of comes back around for me, and it's like, hey, hang on a second. Maybe I was a little bit harsh, or maybe I was a little bit wrong, and then no, he does something stupid, like says that Anakin could be gay. And then it just all goes to shit. Insert username. Damn, I'm early. GT Weber. We got Papa Palpatine's Pizza Padawan. How you doing? I'm just going to do it like this. Josh needs to lay off whatever he's on. Just because of my experiences personally with drugs, but also too my experiences in seeing other people's experiences with drugs, there's some telling signs, let's say, that there's something else going on. Like, again, the talking so quickly stuff, that's a giveaway. Like I said, his mouth barely moves. Barely fucking moves. And so username, how you doing? We got the great Mike Hill here. Sawyer posted that she's tired of men saying Ray never struggled. I think I've got. Did you send that to me? I think that's what it is. I think that's what I've got here. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you. Let's see. Fear of FEMA. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? We've got the beautiful Lara's in the chat. How you doing, Lara? Thanks for that super. Thanks again. I really appreciate that. And we will catch you on the replay. Theory is a fence sitter, but I also think he wants to end the show with Josh. He wanted, to end the show with Josh. As Josh wants to apologize for KK. I read that wrong, but still the same fucking thing. Don't think Theory liked the video by Josh. Yes, there might be some of that, but like, okay, if I could make an observation from clips and things that I've seen, they were doing some panel convention thing not too long ago together. And it seemed that Josh was like, it seemed like, again, coked out of his head, but like just taking the lead on everything. But, you know, I understand, like, in these stream environments, like Flashcast can sometimes be a nightmare, talking over each other and stuff like that. I'm probably one of the worst for it. I actually need to pull my head in a little bit sometimes, and I sometimes do it live. I actually stop myself. But in like a live sitting, you can interact with people. There's a lot more facial cues. There's a lot more that you can see, and you can be a little bit more patient with interruptions and stuff like that. At that thing, there was one bit where he was talking about KK or something like that, and apparently, like, I think it was about her leaving again or being fired again, and it was the news cycle just recycling itself over and over and over and over and over again. And Theory was kind of half sitting back in his seat and looking at him, And you could almost see the mental eye roll. And I swear there's been a couple of moments like that in the streams that they've been doing, where Joshy Boy's coming up with his sources and this and that. I've seen some of the clips where he goes, oh, you know who I'm talking about? And he's like, yeah. It's almost like the disconnect between, like late in the game, between a bit of the thing between, like, I know it wasn't that, but it was that, Gary and Doomcock, right? You know, they were doing their shows together and stuff like this. Doomcock was breaking more and more into the sources and more into the rumors and everything. I swear Gary was already getting sick of it. And then Ryan said his thing on FNT, the whole thing blew up, and it gave Gary an out. And I don't blame him in the slightest. Now, that's I got no inside information. That's just me looking from the outside looking in. Watching some of the streams with Gary. I've been watching Gary for a long time. And watching some of those streams with Gary and Doomcock, late in the game, it was like the mental eye rolls were happening. You know? And I know Gary has his, you know, somewhat insiders and sources, but he doesn't use those things. If you noticed with Gary, like something will happen and he'll be like, yeah, I knew that. Like my source had already told me that. He didn't go out and make a video on it, take it with a grain of salt or anything like that. No. So I think there's a little bit more to it than just the KK thing. But yes, Josh is a full-on Disney shill, seal, whatever fucking name you want to call him. He is one of those people. Theory, yes, he is a fence sitter. Yes, 100%. And yes, there are times where he does go full seal or full shill. But like, I almost sometimes feel like sometimes he can sometimes remove himself, take a step back. The problem is he always ends up back there. He's just got to come to terms with the fact that Star Wars is actually dead under Disney. There's no coming back from it. Even with the sale, even if they were to sell the IP, like the people that bought it would have to make some pretty dramatic changes for Star Wars to be back. You know. Firefly, see you too. Good to see you, Lara, and we will catch you on the replay. And thanks again for your constant, ongoing, beautiful support. We've got Gabriel Knight for his 3-month member chat. Den of Ernest P. Waller. You know what I mean? I actually don't. And I like that could just be going complete. Whoa. Hang on. I was going to search it. Hang on, let me get through. Thank you for the member chat. But you know what I mean? So I don't know what you mean. I don't know what he meant. Every time he said, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, you said nothing and then asked, do you know what I mean? He goes, you know, this is how I feel about the whole situation. You know, he would do this, you know, and I would go off and like, I think that I'm worth, you know what I mean? That's what, like, the 20 minutes. And then he's like, thinks he's so important that he's fucking gonna, I'll take questions for 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes about questions about Den of Things. And then we're going to move on to some moral stuff because I'm so excited because my source told me how much he loves my cock. That's how Den of Shills fucking works now. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. You know what I mean? G'day, Blake. How you doing? Valvoline. You know what I mean? No, not as bad as Destiny. He doesn't have the he's just got the really fast talking and really fast movement. And he doesn't really say a lot, but he's there's a lot of words coming out in a very small amount of time. So it makes it seem like you're actually hearing a lot, but you're actually hearing nothing. You know what I mean? So every time he has to put in a break, he just asks, you know what I mean? So he kind of gets you engaged in the conversation, and he does a lot of the hand motions and a lot of the, you know what I mean? So he gets into the groove of just saying a whole heap of nothing, you know what I mean? And then he moves on to maybe the next topic, but the next topic doesn't really, we're gonna stay on target, you know what I mean? What is that? Where is that? Where's Dan's and my $500, Rhino? Yeah, I know. So fucking... And that was yesterday's price. Who and what do you think you are? You know, I will say, Flash has been generous enough to buy me video games. He's been generous enough to buy my alcohol for basically the shows, because the only time I really drink is for the shows. So he buys my alcohol, and he has thrown me some money here and there. I have never once... Well, that's a lie. I actually did ask him for $100 once, just because I actually needed some help. And he actually helped me out. But I've never once asked for money because I'm doing this stream with you. Let me phrase it like that. Never once. I don't, you know, I don't think that I would, even if I had 300,000 subscribers, sorry, for 500,000 subscribers, something like that. You're going on, it's give and take, isn't it? I think that a bit of what happens on Flashcast is almost a little bit of a payment in itself. I get a couple of extra viewers here and there, a couple of subscribers. I don't know if there's anyone in the chat right now that comes over from Flashcast, but I'm sure there's a massive amount of crossover. But it was the same thing when we did the full Aussie. It was the same thing if I ever was to stream with, let's say, Lethal or Side Scrollers or anyone. I don't know where he thinks that this is how the game works. What, just because you're a bigger YouTube than, the average? I just don't understand it. $500, and that was yesterday's price. And he's putting all of this out there and saying that Theory wouldn't come to the table. And it's just business. It's just business. Dude, you are throwing Theory under the bus big time. Big time. And it's kind of a little bit disgusting because you're letting your grift show, dude. Your grift is showing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm a little bit lost in the chat. Sorry. Man. Because of Ben Sol, we talked Star Wars and then fucking back to Joshy boy. Hold on a second. Yes, we do, brother. Straight from Flashcast. Dude. Third, Dr. Andrew. Thank you. Oh, shit. I'm nearly doing a fucking... Let me, half vomit and in my mouth into the microphone and swallow it. That's what, man, there's one moment where I swear that's what happened. And you know what's really funny about the 1 minute and 40 seconds worth of clips from 19 minutes of his stream? I couldn't even get it all because he talks so quick that sometimes he says, you know what I mean, so quickly that it just rolls into, you know what I mean? And it doesn't, you know what I mean? It's so quick that you can't even catch it. You clip it. I clipped it. And it was like, dude, you understand what he's saying because in so much more of the fucking clip, he's just, you know what I mean? But it was so fast that I couldn't catch it all. Couldn't catch it all. So that was a lot of fun. Here we go. The explanation. You did not have to send this to Super Chat, Gabriel Knight. I'm just retarded, so maybe it's just on me. Rhino, you mean to tell me you've never seen the Ernest movie? Ernest goes to camp, Ernest goes to jail, turns off the stream, this stream, and go watch them now. No. So I'm glad that at least I'm not retarded to the point where I should have, well, maybe I should know it, but I don't know it. And now I know that I don't know it because none of that clicks. Are they all individual like movies? Like Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Goes to Jail? Are they like two separate things? I don't know. But thank you for the super chat. You didn't need to send a super chat to fucking explain that. I would have caught it. We've only got 20 people here. It's not like we got 3,000 people with fucking the chat going crazy. And third Dr. Andrew becomes a member. Thank you, dude. I appreciate the support. I really do. And there's a little bit of the crossover there. Thank you. See, there's a little bit of my payment for my, like what I do over in Flashcast, I guess. I don't even like to look at it like that. It's not payment. Like, okay, I got a normal real job. Yes, I'm not doing well. I'm struggling right now. But it's not to say that I can't get through it. I've gotten through worse. You know, situations is different situations. But like, and I know that this is his job and everything like that. But what, you think 3 hours of your time on a live stream where honestly, and I know that Melvin broke this down or mentioned this, the last 2 streams that they've done, last 2 Nerd Theories that they've done have only made like $700 in revenue. And he's saying $500 was last week's price. I don't know if that's $700 that he's getting, or is that before the 30% comes out? Well, thank you. Thank you. So, like I said, I don't even like to consider the fact that, you know, third Dr. Andrew here is basically seen me on Flashcast, come over, may have subscribed, may not have, I don't know, but becomes a member. I don't like I said, I don't even like considering that payment. I have family in Australia. That's cool. Do you know which state they're in? Hopefully it's not my state. Hopefully it's not Victoria, because Victoria's fucked. Let's see. I'm going to bring it up. Like, I didn't really want to get into this stuff straight off the bat, but I tweeted about it. Actually, hold on a second. I didn't put my headphones in, and I want to make it a little bit bigger. I was playing Ghost of Tsushima last night till 2 o'clock in the morning. That was fun. I had to play a little bit offline. I'd played so much online. I just wanted to get through some of the stuff and just chill. So I played a little bit. So there's a couple of things. I'm in the 3rd act. Melbourne and Sydney. They own a South Asian restaurant since the 90s. That's cool. That's very cool. I'm just getting like fucking. I'm getting nervous. Like I said the other day, I was getting mail out of my mailbox. 2 doors down, there's a Arab guy sitting on a lawn chair outside his townhouse, 2 doors down, and there's a fucking big black flag on the hanging from his second story balcony with white Arabic writing on it. I didn't obviously go around to see, but it certainly looked like an ISIS thing or something. Fucking scary, man. Fucking scary. All right. Kind of don't feel like I'm living in Australia anymore, to be fair. So, like I said, we watched the Kathleen Kennedy, his apology or whatever, that video, and there was a lot of the same shit that was noticed in this stream and everything. I watched Melvin's stream. That's where I actually saw this, and him talking about like the $500 and the breakup. And someone in his chat even asked him like, "Oh, do you think you guys are going to be friends outside of this?" And he goes, "Probably not." It's like, so things didn't really end as well as you might be playing it off to be. It seems like in what we're going to watch, Theory was willing to just let it be behind closed doors. Even Josh in his thing says, how am I going to, make this a good thing and tell the chat like what's going on and not like throw you under the bus or anything like that. And apparently Josh was saying that Theory was like, I don't care. Say whatever you want. Like, I don't care. And he definitely, he's going to care. Because of the way I swear, the reason why he said I don't care was because he didn't think that Josh would go out there and like throw Theory so hard under the bus and go into such detail. When I say throw Theory under the bus so hard, it's like just go into so much detail about what this breakup is about. And now that Josh has gone into a massive amount of detail, and it's all out there, it's going to be interesting to see how Theory reacts to that, to be honest with you. So, I don't even read what I said, what I've written. It's just like I said, I feel like the dude is coked off his head. I see too many signs to think otherwise. And I don't need his rebuttal. I don't need him to come out and defend himself or anything like that. Like, that's just how I see it, brother. You keep doing that straight into the mic. You keep, there's so many massive pauses, and the entitlement in the way that you address the chat and yourself is so, just revolting. Like, you kind of disgust me in just the way you're in your persona. You come across as you think that you're better than everybody else. And dude, you're nothing. I'm nothing. I'm nothing. I'm less than nothing. But you're still nothing. In the entertainment sphere, like, you're not isolated, obviously, to Star Wars, or like you do Marvel and stuff like that, but you are borderline Mike Zero Doomcock level, and at the same time, your arrogance and your sense of worth in yourself is so high. It kind of blows my mind. You've got no you've got no humility. You can't be humble in any way, it seems. And you know where that, and you know that what that's another trait of drug abuse. You know, he's talking about how much research he does for streams before he goes on them. Dude, what research are you doing? Is the research? I already know. The research that he's going is going into a Word document and writing his message from his fucking source to himself. That's his research. Like, dude, I don't do any research for Flashcast. He sends me the link. I click the link. I get in there. We talk about stuff that maybe I'm interested in, that I'm not interested in. Dude. Now, yeah, that's probably a bigger panel than just two people, but I'm telling you now, if it was just me and Flash, I still wouldn't, like, when I was about to say I still wouldn't put in effort. I put in effort, but what I mean is I don't put in this predetermined effort of like, oh, I'll always find stuff that I come across during the week that I'm like, oh, Flash might be interested in, bring that up on Flashcast. I'll send that to him, or I'll bookmark it and I'll show him when we jump in the back room just before we start. That's the extent of it, dude. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're putting you and your YouTube career and everything on such a high pedestal of like, you do this better than everybody else. You even said it in this fucking little rant that you had. I'm really good at this. No, you're not. No, you're not. G'day, Decrepit. How you doing? We're just talking about Joshy boy. I like... That's why I wrote in here. I'm like, who and or what do you think you are? You bring a coke-fueled rant and fake saucer rumor crap to the table. And then, like, I'm not a massive one to defend Theory, but fuck. Theory, you said to this dude and you trusted him.
To who?
Shut up, Siri. I said Theory.
Okay, cancelled.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Fuck you. Now I can't remember what I'm saying. Theory, I don't necessarily go out there, but he did throw you under the bus. You gave him free reign to basically say, look, and I'm sure this is what Theory was hoping that Josh would have come out and done. We're not doing Nerd Theory anymore. And it's cancelled for the second time. It probably won't be back. We've just, gone our separate ways with it. Like something along those lines. You can be very vague. People will want details. People will want details. To bring it back to the Gary Doomcock thing, people wanted details from Gary. People thought that they were entitled for Gary to actually make statements and speak up on this stuff. No, it's well within his right to keep all of that to himself. All of that to himself. Let's take a listen to what Theory actually, like I said, look, we had it right at the back here. We were going to watch this while we were doing Seal of the Week, but we'll watch this instead while we're doing Seal of the Week. Let's watch a little bit of this. So it's pretty much from the beginning of his stream.
For Nerd Theory. I figured I might have to address this eventually.
So again, I do want to point out, I think that this is before Josh did his stream. And I don't even know how much of it fucking Theory's going to see, to be honest with you. I don't know how much he actually cares.
I don't know how best to do it. Do I do it?
I also want to say, I know I keep pausing. Sorry, Theory, you dodged. You you dodged a bullet originally. You know, having Nerd Theory cancelled. You know what I mean? And now you've dodged a bullet again. It was pretty silly to bring him back. I don't think you really had it much better with what was his name? Stupendous Wave and Dash. Pay us, Rhino. Fuck, Josh, I think you just destroyed. You man. Your grift is showing, bro. Your grift is full on showing. It's kind of gross.
In a live stream here, or do I make a standalone video?
We won our $500. Yeah.
Not really
That
sure.
was yesterday's
what is the best
price. What are you talking about, OG? That was yesterday's price.
way to do this, but
Come on, Theory.
there's a lot of different ways.
And this is going to be so interesting to see how Theory addresses it and how vague or how in detail he goes. And if he does go into detail, and like I said, this is before Josh goes into it, then I'll retract my statement in a way in regards to throwing him under the bus. That it's open slather then, right?
Yeah.
But again, it depends on the agreement that they had behind closed doors. And it doesn't seem like they had too much of an actual agreement. It was just basically, you know, I feel like there's a bit of a trust level of like Theory saying, I don't really care what you say. Like, go and say it. What OG says, pay us. Dude, can't even fucking keep up with all my shit. What are you talking about? Big Tony comes in. How you doing, Big Tony? And says, people forget Theory let Josh have 100% of the profits from a stream the first time round when Josh was starting up. Really? Unity. I don't know what is that starting up Unity. I don't know what Unity is. Is that one of Josh's fucking little fucking bullshit grift projects like his comic book? And once his goal was met, he left Nerd Theory on 1 hour notice. Scammer. Why did he let him back then? Unity is Josh's comic. Okay, so yeah. Thank you for just the clarity. I didn't know what it was called. I knew exactly what that is. Sorry, Big Tony. Why did he let him back then? And then he goes after him for more money. Dude, if there's one thing that I'll give Theory credit for, it's his ability to achieve the wealth and the success that he's been able to achieve. I'm not going to say necessarily that I like every aspect of everything that he's said to be able to get there, right? Especially, obviously, when it comes to Star Wars. But you got to tip your hat to somebody that can make something out of nothing, the way that some people in the YouTube sphere have been able to do that. But fuck, he's going after him now for more money. $500 was yesterday's price. And it seems like Theory would probably do better on his own anyway. People are going to his channel to hear his opinion. They hear somebody else's opinion. Yeah, okay, it's a bonus. We get a discussion out of it. But it's fucking his channel. It's his audience. It would be like me saying people in the chat go to Flashcast because of me. That would... That's what that's like. Josh, you've got such a high fucking image of yourself, it's ridiculous. Eldridge Lord Hustler, how you doing? Good to see you. What's up? My stomach. No, I did not see that. Is that on Twitter? Can you like DM me that? Flash goes to Flashcast for me. Flash goes to Flashcast because I'm on Flashcast. That's so fucking funny. But that's what Josh is saying. Basically, Josh thinks he is worth more than 50% of the Super Chat revenue that they get. Well, at least from the last two streams, based on Knights of Melvin's research. $500 was yesterday's price. You know, maybe we'll just watch. We will watch Josh's. We will watch that first, I don't know, 10 minutes at least of Josh's fucking thing. Because I don't know how many of you guys have actually watched it. It's going to give us context. And I think that this is worth covering.
How quick you are to jump to conclusions about me. It's unfortunate to see, but let me say this.
Talking to someone
Nerd Theory is no more.
Yep.
For years, it's been a 50-50 split with Super Chats. Josh gets 50, I get 50. Yesterday, we hopped on the phone because Josh wasn't happy with the amount he was being paid anymore. And
dude, I even think that, like, I mean, that's more than fair. That's more than fair. You've got to remember that this is Theory's 3.31 million subscriber channel. People are going there more for him than they would be for Josh. Now, yes, he's going to pull some audience over. There's going to be a little bit of crossover. You're going to have your Josh stands that come over and fucking hang out on those streams. In proportion, how many of those do you reckon Super Chat in regards to how many of them are maybe more a Theory fan? It's hard to say. But I think that that's way more than fair. He should, like, being the dynamic of what it is and the channel sizes and the amount of, you know, people in the chat. I don't know how many people fucking Josh has on a live stream in comparison to Theory. But like Josh should have only been getting 25%. 30% maybe at most. You know. And then you could always negotiate and stuff if that's the dynamic that you've got. I would much rather be friends with someone and get along with someone that I can stream with and we can have a good time and have some fun than even the possibility of destroying a friendship over revenue. Like, now that this has basically happened twice with Theory and Josh, you've burnt that bridge, Josh, to the point where it would be crazy to think that Theory would ever, quote unquote, take you back. Fucking hell.
And I said, well, what do you mean? It's split down the middle. That's how it's always been. And
more than fair.
He didn't feel it was worth his time. He wanted to be compensated more. He wanted at least 500 an episode. And I said, well,
okay, so Theory's getting into the weeds of it and everything. So I will retract my statement in regards to Josh throwing Theory under the bus, because I honestly thought that Theory wasn't going to go into like the weeds or the details of it. And like he hasn't gone into massive detail, but he's given enough here for me to warrant, okay, Josh can speak openly about this in the way that he sort of did. But I still think, like, fuck, he's made Theory, he's tried to make Theory look bad. He really has. That's fair enough. I don't necessarily like him all that much either. The fence riding pisses me off. There's been some times, as you guys have been following over the time, there have been times where I've thought, you know, maybe I was a little wrong on Theory. Maybe I was a little too harsh on Theory. And then like I said, he comes out and says, you know, a trans fucking stormtrooper's okay. And, you know, it might be okay to have Anakin be gay. Geordie, how you doing? Good to see you as well.
We've done it for years like this. You know, the show originally was me and Mark doing Rule of Two, and Mark positioned Josh as a
See, where I see the 50-50 split thing being essentially fair, did they ever do Nerd Theory on Josh's channel? Did he ever have to actually host? Because hosting's a whole different ball game than just being able to sit there on a stream and chill if you really want to chill. Get involved in the conversation if you really want to get involved in the conversation. I'd be saying fair enough on a 50-50 split if it was like 1 month or 1 week or whatever it is, however often that they were doing it once a week, it would be on Theory's channel, and then the next week it was on Josh's channel, and then Theory's channel, Josh's channel. Like that, I can see a fair shout for 50-50 in that, because, you know, you're getting maybe the bulk of Josh's audience when it's on his, you're getting the bulk of Theory's audience when it's over on his, you're getting different amounts of super chats because you're getting different levels of audience, and you're getting different levels of contributors. So I can see a fair argument for 50-50 in that case, but I still think that Theory comes across as a very generous person. I don't have to agree with his takes on Star Wars, and especially on some of his Disney Star Wars takes and stuff like that. I've seen him giving away sabers. I don't even necessarily agree with some of the choices that he's made in regards to his sabers and his saber company, right? The amount of the lack of, let's say, EU character sabers as opposed to Disney character sabers and stuff like that. Like, I've got my issues, but he's given away I've seen him give away a lot of fucking sabers. I've seen him be generous. I saw him buy fucking Drunk 3PO, what, a $3,000 comic book. Just because they're friends, just because, you know, they're hanging out. I've seen Theory be generous, and I think 50-50 split when it's constantly just on Theory's channel, as I'm seeing people in the chat tell me, I think that's way too much. And $500 for 3 hours is way too much. Flash, if you're still in the chat, where's my $500? We go longer than 3 hours. That's yesterday's price. Let's continue.
As a stand-in kind of thing, as a replacement once Mark exited the show.
And again, I do want to say, like, Flash has been very generous to me. Just, you know, he's bought me video games. He's buys my alcohol. He's thrown me a little bit of money here and there. He's been generous himself. So I'm not complaining at all. I still want my $500 though.
And we had a payment structure of, you know, I think it was like 60-40 back then for super chats, and then over time we did it for 4 or 5 years or whatever, and then it was 50-50. It was half and half. And so yesterday, you know, after being paid for September, he felt it wasn't enough, you know, from the 50%. He wanted more, and I said, well, that's it's not going to happen.
We're gonna Oh, he's gonna pay me in Outback gift cards. I nearly spat on the mic. Oh shit, that's funny. Thanks, Flash. Let's just go back to a couple of seconds.
He wanted more, and I said, "Well, that's it's not going to happen. You know how we do it is we do 50% how we've done it for years, split right down the middle. There's no argument, there's no nothing, and we enjoy it for the love of the show." And he felt it wasn't worth his time anymore. He wanted to be compensated more.
Because it's not for the love of the show, Theory. It's not for the love of entertainment. It's not for the love of Star Wars. It's not for the love of Marvel. It's not for any of that. It's for the grift for him. It's you were a avenue to more subscribers, more ad revenue, more views, and more money. That's what you were. That's what you always have been to him.
And we couldn't come to an agreement. And so that's the end of that. So, I don't appreciate the comments here saying, pay Josh. I pay everyone very equally. And I think 50% is extremely fair for the show that we have built together. But if it's not worth his time anymore, then I'm not going to go above that and go beyond. So if it's not worth his time, it's not worth his time. Like, there's not much I can do about that. I do it for the love of the show. Even if we were making $0, and I told him this, if we were making nothing, I would still be doing it. I'm an extremely busy guy, as you guys know. I have 20 different employees, plus I'm making a fan film.
Yep.
I have a massive overhead every month, and I pay everyone extremely well.
Yes, but let me say this, though, too. Josh isn't obviously one of his employees. Josh is just a friend online that he was doing streams with. And for his time, for the stream that they were doing, I think 50-50 is fair enough. I really do. God.
Josh and I have a show. We had a beautiful show, and I wish him the absolute best on it with whatever he's going to do going forwards, with his comic book, with his everything he's doing. And I feel that 50-50 was the payment structure we had for years, and it was extremely fair.
Extremely fair.
But to want more than that, for me to pay out of pocket if the super chats aren't high enough for him, is not really something I'm interested in doing.
That's the thing. So, like, what happens if they do have a really light show and all they get is $500? Now, he wants more than $500 now per appearance. And so he's got to pay, his Theory technically would have to pay out of pocket more than what the stream made. And again, if Melvin's calculations are correct, the last 2 streams, they've only made $700 per stream. Like, Theory, if you want, like, you're a lot of your chat might fucking hate it. Do a show with fucking Melvin. Do a show with Knights of Melvin. Have opposing views. Have debates. Have some like, that would be entertaining to watch. More than seeing you and Stupendous Wave and Dash sit there fucking shilling for Disney Star Wars while sitting there going, yeah, but this wasn't really that good. But hey, this episode was amazing. Like, fucking get the opposing view on. Do a show with Melvin. That's if Melvin wants to do an actual show. Yeah, Melvin's good. Yeah, he's good at what he does. He's good at fucking doing the investigation work, I'll tell you what. But he's been fighting for real Star Wars now for fucking ages. I don't know if we really need to watch any more of this. Let's see.
So even after how the show ended years ago, so abruptly, when he wanted to bring it back, I was kind enough to say, yeah, okay, let's do it for
You
sure. Because
shouldn't
I
have
know
done
how many
it.
fans enjoy it. I know how many people
You should not
would
have
come
done
up
it.
to my booth at conventions and talk about how they love the show. And I love the show too, and I know Josh does as well.
I don't
So
know
for
if
me,
Josh
it's
does. Josh loves the money. He that's evident based on his fucking actions right now.
and I told him this. I said, I'm literally losing money by doing the show anyways. There's so much more I have to do because I fall behind on stuff, and then I fall behind on sleep. And there's so many meetings that I have to have with my team and whatever else to expand Theory Sabers for the fan film, for my own channels that I still have to do, which I've been falling short on. There's a lot of people I employ, and I just do it for the love of the game, for the love of the show. And we couldn't come to an agreement. Josh wanted more, and 50-50 is the payment structure we've had for forever, and that's what I wanted to keep it at. So
that's fair enough.
That's that, man. There's so much more to unravel, but that's that. I wish Josh the best. I hope he makes all the money in the world that he wants to make. I hope his comic book blows up.
Dude, his comic book is fucking DOA. Like it doesn't even exist by the looks of things.
And wish him the best in everything, man. But that is the reasons Nerd Theory is no more. So a couple of the comments that I've been seeing, pay Josh. I mean, even beyond being paid, I encouraged him to create a clips channel and up.
See, this is again, apparently fucking also too, Josh put a tweet out there. I don't even know. I can fucking go and find it. Like, I want to watch. I actually want to watch Josh. Like, look at how Theory's talking about it. Now let's go and fucking see Josh. Let me see. Hold on. I didn't have this up and ready actually. Oh, now also too, I started the stream earlier because I believe you're in America. Your daylight savings ended. Your daylight savings ticked over. Now, I did still start the stream a little bit later than I wanted to. I actually had to push it back. I am going to be starting an hour earlier than this stream started next week. 2 hours before Anna's stream starts. We were starting 2 hours after. Now we're going 2 hours before. Isn't that crazy how that fucking daylight savings changes shit so much like that? Okay, what was I looking for? I've got it in my history, surely. Where are you, Josh? There you are. Like, even the way I gotta actually, we'll drag this over. Even the way he drank his coffee was like
sort of an esoteric, hippy dippy kind of a guy, right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And that's all. You know what I mean? But yeah.
It's so disgusting. Like, look at the face he makes here. That's a twitch. That's a fucking see that? To me, like, these are all little signs. The way he drinks his coffee here, he grabs his cup in such a weird way and then has his hand out like this. You know, there's a handle on that mug, dude.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I can cook.
I can
you know
cook.
What I mean?
You know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
For me, I like to get into a little bit of a it sort of is what it is. But that on my agenda.
The burp is a fucking, it's like a landmark, you know. You ever heard of green boots when you're going up fucking Mount Everest? Sure, you've heard of green boots. It's like a landmark. You know how far from the peak you are when you get to that person dead? I know where I'm at on the stream when I hear his burp. It's a landmark. Fucking disgusting. Fucking disgusting. This is a fucking secondary channel with 50,000 subscribers. Fuck, I wish my subscriber count would fucking move. Tell you fucking what. I don't know how people can be entertained by this.
Or like some shit talking, this, that, second, or the third. That is
this, that, second, or the third.
I get into it. Well, this Nerd Theory that we're going to be streaming on Tuesdays for the foreseeable future because I'm no longer doing Nerd Theory, which is wild, I know. So we'll get into it. We'll discuss it all. You know, the truth is, I think some people might be anticipating, like, I don't know, like some tea or like some shit talking, this, that, second, or the third. That is not on my agenda. I will tell the truth. I will explain what's going on. But
this, that, second, or the third. You know, when you feel like actual description of what you should be saying with this, that, second, and the third, nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about. Nobody knows what you mean. This, that, second, or the third. Listen to what he says there.
I think some people might be anticipating, like...
Hang on.
So we'll get into it. We'll discuss it all. You know, the truth is, I think...
This is... You know, the truth is, I think... Listen.
Some people might be anticipating, like...
People might be like...
I don't know, like some tea or like some shit talking.
I don't know what tea is. Testosterone? Something that you need? Some tea. We're going to sit down and drink tea. This, that, the second, and the third. You know what I mean?
This, that, second, and the third. That is not on my agenda. I will tell the truth. I will explain what's going on. But honestly, you know, for me, it's really not that deep. It sort of is what it is. But I will explain it. And the reason I even kind of said what happened publicly on Twitter or whatever is just basically because, you know,
you want your guys to go after Theory and say, pay fucking Joshy boy. Exactly what they were doing in his chat. So I don't know if there's anyone in the chat right now that does know the series of events with this, right? But if I could paint a picture of my understanding, they had their discussion. They weren't doing the stream. Joshy boy puts a tweet out there, basically throwing Theory under the bus. Theory essentially brings it up in his stream, responds to the tweet, you could say, had to bring up the money situation because, of course, Joshy boy brings up the money situation. And then he does this in his stream. He doesn't just burp right into the mic. You wait for the sniff. Like, he'll lean into the mic to go like this. I intentionally pulled away from the mic there because it's disgusting. And yes, I do it. Sometimes you got to hock up a loogie. It's gross. Yes, we fucking do it, right? But every fucking 5 minutes into the microphone just so that your chat can hear how arrogantly fucking retarded you are in your own head and go... We were making fun of it fucking 2 weeks ago on this stream. The massive pauses with the... and the snorts. Like, massive indications of fucking coke use. I'll say that too. Because your nose starts to go really fucking numb and you start, thinking that there's something there when there's actually nothing there.
I wanted people, especially like Nerd Theory fans, to understand that, frankly, like, I tried. You know what I mean? I tried, and I went as low as I could go.
You went as low as you can go,
and still justify doing the show. And Theory wouldn't meet me there, and that just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a business decision. And like, to be honest with you, I don't even like, I don't have like negative feelings towards him. Like, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because I really feel like this is something that we should have just been able to work out.
I think you're frustrated because, yes, in your mind, it was something that you could have figured out and worked out, and you could have poached more money from Theory, and you were really hoping for that. But you know, the result of it all is that now you're losing your $300 a week from doing Nerd Theory, or whatever the 50-50 split was. And you know, the craziest part of it all is it is a massive downtime period right now for Star Wars. We've been talking about it for weeks on this channel. Fucking, they blew their load in the first half of the year. What have we had in the second half of the year? Visions and a bunch of recycled fucking news stories about Kathleen Kennedy being fired or leaving, or the Rey movie's still in production, or Ewan McGregor wants to play Obi-Wan Kenobi again, or it's been recycled news constantly for the second half of this year. It is a massive downtime period. What's going to happen to Nerd Theory if it was still going when The Mandalorian and Grogu came out? You don't think that there might have been a show or two there where you possibly could have made maybe $3,000 in super chats, get your $1,500 because you're getting a 50-50 split? Dude, you are retarded in the, like, and again, the drugs tend to cloud people's vision, and it tends to isolate people. It tends to make you an asshole, but it also fucking, you can't see past your eyelids. That's how short your vision is. And dude, this guy's got a missus and a family, I believe. Does he? I don't know if he's got kids. Dude, don't do a Nick Recator.
You know what I mean? I think it's a lot of money.
How good was that pause? We come right in and he goes, you know what I mean? God, how gross could you possibly be? It's so gross. Yeah, he has 2 kids. Fuck, I pray for them. I pray for them. Please, God, let them be safe from their weird father. And hopefully he's not going too off the rails to be able to raise them properly. Amen. Jesus. Help them. Help him. But how perfect was that pause? Yeah, perfect pause and start. You know what I mean?
I think it's totally reasonable. But I honestly don't have... Like, I don't know what's going on with him. You know what I mean? I don't know his situation. I don't know what the deal is. So I'm not, it's not even like a harsh, like, fuck you, you know, kind of a thing. It's really not. Like, it's just, look.
It's really not. It's just, look.
The show, Nerd Theory, right?
The show, Nerd Theory.
That's an allocation of a lot of time, but it's also...
This is what I mean when in my post when I mean scatterbrain. Fucking, like, your line of thinking, and I've had brain farts before on stream, right? But your line of thinking goes from over here to then like over here and over here. Now they're all kind of technically related, but you can't find the thread. You can't find your way to the point that you want to make. So that's where the, you know what I means come in, and the big pauses with the, and he's got to make himself seem more intelligent than he actually is in his persona. And again, it comes across as so fake, and I hate it. Fucking gross and fake.
An allocation of a lot of like energy, a lot of focus, a lot of attention. I would do research. So, you know, I think we were only back for like 3 episodes or whatever, but maybe you guys noticed, like, I went out and researched. You know what I mean? Like, I spent hours on Sunday before those Nerd Theories researching for the show, getting ready for the show, being excited about the show, ready to work. You know what I mean? Like, I take it very seriously. I take entertaining you guys really seriously.
To the point where on another person's channel, he's got to pay you more than $500 a fucking appearance because you do hours and hours upon hours of research before the fucking stream. What the fuck are you talking about? Where's my fucking clip?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What are you fucking talking about? Do hours of research just for the stream. I'm so important. You know, maybe those hours of research is why you just tend to talk and talk and talk over the top of Theory on his fucking own channel. You don't really have conversations with him, do you? Pay attention to his body language. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Right.
So, like, that's what it is. And like, the truth is this. Like, this is kind of the way... Like, this is kind of the way that I view it. And, you know, I'm sure you'll hear Theory's side. You know what I mean? I'm sure he'll say his thing or whatnot. But, like, to me...
Ah, stop! Look at that.
You know what I mean? I'm sure he'll say his thing or whatnot. But, like, to me...
Ugh.
In just 3 weeks...
And it's right into the mic. And then he does the whole... into the mic as well. Like, I don't know. You need to turn your mic down a little bit. It's picking up on everything that you fucking do. Dude, you could stick your finger in your ass and it would pick up on the... of it going in. His eyes are kind of darting around. That's probably the only thing where there's sort of like, you know, somebody mentioned Destiny earlier. Like Destiny, you can see it not only in his jaw, but like in his eyes, right? And the constant movement of his eyes and like not being able to really pay attention to one thing on the screen at any given time. He's constantly moving his eyes around. That Josh has that issue too.
To being back in the show, Theory's like literally talked about how he doesn't want to live stream anymore and he wants to disappear.
This is where I will say this is where he does actually. I'm bringing back. I'm reintroducing the Joshy boy throws Theory under the bus. This is where it's at. Obviously, Theory was okay with them talking about what their agreements were and what Josh wanted. And Josh is the one that's fucking done this, right? Josh is the fucking idiot that's fucking done this. But this almost seems like a personal attack, throwing him under the bus. Maybe it's something that Theory said to him in private, right? Where Theory's actually saying like, hey, dude, like Star Wars is so dead right now. Like the content's shit. Fucking, I don't feel like I'm doing all that good. Maybe he spoke to him in confidence about that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they talked about it on a live stream, but I don't think so because the way Josh is talking about it seems like this was something that was discussed behind closed doors and he's just revealing it. He is basically revealing DMs right now, doxing their conversation. Doxing part of their conversations that I'm sure Theory wasn't necessarily wanting out there in the fact that he feels like maybe he's dropped off on his content a little bit and he can't seem to find that niche again. And he's still trying to fight through it and all of this kind of stuff. Again, I hate it when people like Josh here make me defend people that I'm not a massive fan of. Throws him under the bus.
Literally talked about how he doesn't want to live stream anymore and he wants to disappear. We got caught up on one stream watching some of his old content and he's like bemoaning how he doesn't make good content anymore. He's like,
okay, so they watched some of his stuff on an old live stream and he was bemoaning about it. Now he's talking about him in that context like, I don't know. I don't exactly know what he's implying here. In fact, nobody knows really what the fuck he's talking about. You know what I mean?
Literally saying like, oh, I used to make such good content. And like, look, that's all good. You know what I mean? But to me, that's not content. That's not good content to like, I just don't think the guy's in the headspace right now to be making good content in the way that I kind of want
Why
to
is
do.
why is this coming up? Why is his ongoing content and the way he's feeling about his content coming up in a discussion about you doing nerd theory and the money that you're not getting for that? Right? Oh, you don't want to be in that environment. That's what you're saying. So you're saying that Star Wars theories are downer. Hanging out with him brings the vibes down, makes me feel less. Oh, you know what? Like, you know why I'm complaining about this? Because I watched it last night so that I could clip that fucking thing. And I don't want to watch it again.
And the truth is, like I can deal with that for $500 an episode. That's what it is.
Oh, he can deal with theory. Listen to the arrogance right down the barrel of the camera. I can deal with your lack of enthusiasm, theory. I can deal with your bemoaning of your own content for $500 an episode. Hang on a second.
And actually, it's more now.
Actually,
like
it's more now. That's yesterday's price. That's yesterday. It disgusts. I'm so sick in my stomach right now at how narcissistically gross this fucking retard is. And the way that he's talking to one of his friends. He just threw him under the bus. You're lacking the energy. You're lacking the creativity, the want to do this. And I will do the stream with you and put up with you for $500 an episode. And that's yesterday's fucking price. Go fuck yourself. Wow. Wow. Fucking hell. And he's saying this down the barrel of the down the barrel of the gun. And people still support this fucking grossness? Guys, I want to go to MegaCon next year. I want to go to Japan and hang out with Gary and Ryan. I want to go to fucking Europe and hang out with Gary and Ryan, right? But mainly the thing was that I wanted to go to MegaCon. Look, it's not to say that I didn't consider doing a GoFundMe or something like that just to get some, can you guys help me get there? But I felt I feel like I'm fucking going against my own ethics, my own integrity by doing that and asking for that. This dude is going on another person's stream that has 3 million more subscribers than he does. And it's just disgusting. Disgusting. $5 you reckon? Matt Wilkins, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. God bless you, Matt. What a dude. Let's continue.
Discussion. That's kind of what it came down to, right? And that kind of just is what it is, man. I'm not gonna sit here and try to talk about tea or besmirch the man or whatever. I actually like
What's this tea? I'm sorry, I am not with it. I am not hip. Duck, 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 duck. I'm not. What's tea?
And that kind of just is what it is, man. I'm not gonna sit here and try to talk about tea or besmirch the man or
talk about tea. Not talk about tea and proceeds to air it out. Gossip. Oh, okay. Dude, how old are you? You know, you can say, I'm not going to talk about drama. I'm not going to talk about this, but you say tea because you want to be with it. You want to be hip. Oh. God, I love Austin Powers. I'm with it. I'm hip. Fucking. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly right. And then airs out all the fucking tea. Afraid I'm going to need $50 Australian to keep modding for you, Rhino. I love my mods. You guys are awesome. We got Soul Assassin. We got Dr. Coffin Nails. Is there any? I thought I saw. We do have a couple of other mods, but they're not. I can't. I'm scrolling up a little bit just to see. No. Anyway, let's continue.
Whatever. Like, I actually like the guy.
You know what I mean?
I think he's making a bad decision here, but I like the guy. You
No,
know what I mean?
he's making a business decision too, just like you decided to make a business decision. His business decision was, okay, continue doing this retarded show where this guy talks way more than I do in a coke-fueled fucking rant and fucking talks about fucking Kathleen Kennedy and apologizing and fucking how Disney Star Wars is so amazing. And I'm going to take extra money out of my pocket just to give to him. It was a fucking business decision for him too, you idiot, because he was going to lose fucking money to continue it. How does that not make sense? I'm not mad. I actually kind of find this funny. I actually think that Theory made a mistake bringing him back. I think that there's a small underlying hope that Theory can actually fucking see Disney Star Wars truly for what it actually is, an abomination. I like talking about stuff. I like talking about stuff when it comes to Star Wars. I like talking about it passionately. And these guys have been on my radar for a long time when it comes to Star Wars. I mean, why wouldn't they be? So it's interesting to talk about. And I just get passionate. It might be the Maltese in me, actually. I had a customer the other day go, what nationality are you? And I said Maltese. And she goes, oh, it makes sense because I talk loud. Yeah, that's exactly right. You're not mad. You're Raging Rhino. That's right. G'day, nuisance bird. Caw-caw. Let's continue.
And frankly, like, look, it is not his fault that Star Wars is as cooked as it is. You know what I mean? And so,
you know what I mean?
If there,
obviously, that's the one time you said, you know what I mean? And I actually knew what you meant. It's not Star Wars Theory's fault that Star Wars is as cooked as it is. Obviously, it's Dave Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy. But in your eyes, it's actually none of them. It's Bob Iger, right? Sorry, Kathleen. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean?
There's a legitimate concern on his end of like, that's not a viable thing for me or whatever. And maybe that's because of how bad things are for Star Wars right now. Totally understand it. Like, totally get it. But I don't change. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to move or change my shit around to like fit into that, whatever that is. So that's basically all.
What did he just say there? He basically just said that Theory's lost his way. Let's put this in a nutshell. Theory's lost his way. Like, the content's not necessarily that good. Brings me down. I'll do it for $500 and I'll keep moving forward with you for $500 because I've got to put up with you, basically. And goes on to say, basically, that he's not going to change. But, dude, You had an agreement, a 50-50 split on revenue or fucking super chats or whatever. And you are now going against that and asking for more. But you think that you're justified in asking for more because Theory's content's shit, is what you're saying. Is that what I'm hearing? Am I hearing this correctly? Theory's such a downer now because he can't, and you know why? I saw my Siri thing going and I thought it was going to talk back to me. You know why Theory's probably feeling this way? Because Disney Star Wars is shit right now. And you come onto his channel and you try to sling this hopium and copium and all the hopium and copium you want, right? And Theories doesn't seem to be buying it all that much anymore. And that might be why Theory feels like the content isn't good and the content's not doing as well and all of these things. Now, I will also say that there's been issues with YouTube. I've seen content creators, big content creators going like, something's changed with the algorithm. Things aren't being pushed out as much. They're not getting as much ad revenue. Things have changed. Shadowversity did a video on it. But yeah. Maybe that's why Theory's feeling the way that he's feeling. But again, you're right in the middle of this massive downtime in Star Wars where nothing is fucking happening. No wonder the revenue's slowing up and, you know, the content's basically shit. Theory said he's banking lore videos because views are down now, and when it changes, he'll release them. That might be, yeah. That's fair enough. You know, that might have been what Theory was talking about. Theory's got a lot that he's doing. He's obviously got his Saber business and stuff like that. And again, I'm not going to say that I don't have my criticisms towards some of Theory's thoughts on Star Wars, some of Theory's decisions. But it's not, he doesn't care what I fucking think. He shouldn't care what I fucking think. It doesn't change, though, what I think.
All that it is, guys. And I guess because so many of you, you know what I mean, have been hitting me up and asking me questions and this, that, second, and the third. Like, I could, for a little...
What did he say there? He said, you know what I mean, but, you know...
You know what I mean? I've been hitting me up and asking me questions and this, that, second, and the third. Like, so many of you, you know what I mean? I've been hitting me up and asking me questions and this, that, second, and the third. Like, so many of you, you know what I mean? I've been hitting me up and asking me questions and this, that, second, and the third. Like, so many of you, you know what I mean? I've been hitting me up and asking me questions and this, that, second, and the third. Like, I could, for a little bit, I can address some questions, but respectfully, guys, there's probably a lot that...
Now, I want to say, I watched up to 19 minutes of this so that I could do that whole fucking thing. And he even gets to the Q&A section. He doesn't call it that, but like, you know, you can ask me some questions. He doesn't really address any questions. Like, he just responds to some super chats, I think, and some questions in relation to the things that he's already said. Nobody cares, man. Nobody really, like, yeah, you're going to have your stands out there. They're going to cry over the fact that Theory's not paying you. Yeah, I know. He does. He talks so quick, man. That's why I had to play it. Like, I know because I fucking watched it. I clipped it out and everything. But fuck. You guys have been asking me this, that, the second and the third. This, that, the second and the third. This, that, the second and the third. You know what I mean? Oh, this, that, the second and the third. You know what I mean?
I'm just not going to answer. You know what I mean? But I can answer like a little bit. Respectfully, guys, there's probably a lot that I'm just not going to answer. You know what I mean? But I can answer like a little bit of stuff.
Nobody cares that much.
But that's it. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. And we keep it moving over here because,
we keep
frankly,
moving over here. Snort. Nothing.
I do feel that I'm worth that and more because I'm really good at this. And
oh, you're really good at this. He's worth that and more. He's worth the $500 an appearance and more. You know, if you were worth $500 an appearance or more, you would the 50%. would be making the $500. That would show that you're worth it. But you're not. So stupid.
Here's the other thing. I'm a big believer in like alchemy. You know what I mean? And it's just a personal thing, but like I'm a fan of alchemy, and I kind of believe in energies. You know, maybe sort of put that together over time. I'm sort of an esoteric, hippie, dippy kind of a guy, right?
You know
so
what I mean?
to me, energy is so
again right into the mic. He leans into the mic to snort.
Dippy kind of a guy, right? So to me, energy is so. Energy is like king. Energy is the king, and in alchemy, it sometimes. You take something,
you know what I mean,
and you change its form. I mean, that's like definitionally what alchemy is, right? And so to me, I've always been a fan of like when these kind of situations happen, the alchemist is at work, brother. Like I'm going to cook. I'm going to use this as a catalyst for even greater change to be better at content. Because frankly, like I love it when somebody thinks I'm not worth it, or like I love it when somebody doesn't like think that I'm actually as good as I think I am. You know what I mean? Like that.
You're not as good as you think you are. You're not worth $500 a 3-hour appearance. More.
Bitterness. You hear this with athletes sometimes, right? Like athletes will sometimes say like, I needed that. You know, he said that one shit in game 6, I needed that shit. You know what I mean? And this is not a personal thing against my mans, but what I'm saying to you is I have taken a stand on what I'm worth. I believe it, and I'm going to prove it. You know what I
mean? How long you been doing YouTube for? I know how much I'm worth. I believe it, and I'm going to prove it. Dude, if you were worth $500 an appearance, you would have been making at least $1,000 in super chats an appearance to get what you're worth at 50%, which I don't even think you're entitled to 50%. Oh, man, the rambling. I know, dude. This is what I'm saying, though. I watched 20 minutes, basically, of this fucking stream. What we're watching now, I've already watched this. He says a bunch of nothing. Yes, he explains what's going on, but a bunch of nothing and just asks you constantly, you know what I mean? While he disrespects the entirety of the chat, snorting directly into the mic and this, that, and the other thing. You know what I mean?
And that's all. That's all. That's just, but that's a me thing. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with him. But it is sort of an alchemy thing. But yeah.
Snort.
So I'll give you guys like what 5-10 minutes. I can answer some questions. I'll field some questions. I'll talk about it. But to be honest, guys, it's really not. I know it's a really interesting, probably really shocking thing, but there's not a lot of. I think it's pretty simple. Is what I'm trying to say. But I will. I'll do you guys the service of just answering a few questions. So let me pull this stuff up. Okay.
Let's see. There's that twitch.
Chris says I'm so.
See the twitch in the facial expression there. That's drugs.
So let me pull
That's
this up,
drugs,
okay?
ladies and gentlemen.
Chris says I'm so. Let me pull this stuff up, okay?
God, it's.
Chris says I'm so ranchable now. Oh God, Zach, thank you for the gifted. Philip says, I just don't understand why Theory would beg you to get the show back and then pull this BS, especially when you carried the show every week. I mean, again, I can't speak for the man. You know what I mean? I'm not going to speak for him.
The thing is the only reason why he carried the show was because he fucking coke-fueled rants. Theory can't get a word in edgewise. In fact, from the clips and stuff that I've seen, it doesn't seem like there's like much of an interaction of a conversation between Theory and Josh.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
No, fuck off. Oh, she didn't say anything. She just fucked off.
Like, guys, I'm not going to speak for him. I don't. He can speak for himself. I don't know what's going on with him, you know?
I'm not going to speak for him. He can speak for himself. I don't know what's going on with him. And then he drinks his coffee in the weirdest fucking way that I've ever seen anyone drink a fucking coffee. That's drugs. I'm going to drink. Instead of drinking from my can, I'm going to drink from my can. Fucking idiot, man.
I don't know what's going on with him. I just control my orbit. I just control like my shit. You know what I mean?
So what No, I don't know what you mean. You control your orbit. Are you that fat that you actually got fucking shit orbiting you? You've got your own gravity fucking well? What the fuck are you talking about? I control my own orbit. You know what I mean? I know what he means, but I don't know what he means in the context of this. You're throwing Theory under the bus and saying, like, his energy's down, all of this kind of stuff. And I don't know what's going on with him. You know what's going on with him? You just bailed out on him again on Nerd Theory because you asked for more money that you're not making. You know what he is right now? He is a female sports person. He is a female sports person. He's asking for money that he doesn't earn and doesn't deserve. I want equal fucking pay. In fact, I want more than equal pay. Because he wants more than 50%. He is worse than a fucking Megan Rabino. Rubino, what a fucking lesbian ass name is. He's worse than that person.
Did the Melvin thing annoy you? I mean, of course. I think, like, but here's the truth. Like, again, I can do.
Theory, get Melvin on, dude. Get Melvin on. Reignite. Let Melvin reignite your passion for real Star Wars. Real Star Wars. Stop riding the fence and start fucking putting the foot down and fucking really show Den of fucking this fucktard where to fucking go.
Deal with all of that. I'm very fucking professional, dude. I'm even keeled. I've been streaming for a long time. I can do this shit. You know what I mean? I can cook. Theory would ask me.
All he said there was that he can do this shit. You know, he can cook. You know what I mean?
A couple of weeks ago, he was like, and dude, I don't want to get personal with this shit. This guy's a.
Why are you getting personal with this shit? Theory didn't get personal with it. He just said that you asked for more money. He can't justify it. So he said, no, Star Wars, Nerd Theory is done. That was the extent of what Theory said. You're the one that's getting personal. You're the one that's basically telling everybody that Theory's like crumbling under the pressure of not being able to make good content anymore. And Star Wars is fucked and blah, 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 blah. You're the one putting the fucking tea out there. Ugh, I feel sick saying it.
He's not a bad guy, Theory, okay? I think he's maybe making some bad moves, you know what I mean? Whatever. But he's not a bad guy. He asked me as a friend, like, hey, is there any stuff you want me to avoid, or should I not do this, that, second, and the third, you know, after the whole Melvin first episode back or whatever thing, right? And I told him, I was like, dude, like, I will, like, it's nothing that comes to me.
I think it was that one where his lips don't move, actually.
To avoid, or should I not do this, that, second, and the third, you know, after as a friend.
This, that, the second, and the third. Like, think about how many words are being said there and watch his mouth not move, or barely move.
And like, hey, is there any stuff you want me to avoid, or should I not do this, that, second, and the third, you know, after the whole Melvin first episode back or whatever thing, right? And I told him, I was like, dude, like, I will, like, it's nothing that comes to me, like, I will spin it, whirl it, spell it, it doesn't matter, like, I will not be stopped. And in that sense, like, does it bother me? Yes, but I'm Gucci, but also understand that, like, to bring that energy, there's a cost. Yeah. So
and that cost is $500 to bring the energy, not the research. Fuck the research, the hours of research that I was doing on a Sunday night. Fuck that. Like, no, it's the energy now that I bring that's worth it. This guy is so fucking retarded and in his own fucking brain, man. And he's Gucci. Yeah, Gucci, bro.
Star Wars is dead after sequel trilogy. Mando and Ahsoka aren't hyped. Yeah, unfortunately. Zach says, nothing against Theory, but I was only there for you, Josh. I'm not glazing, but I think you're worth much more than what you asked for. Josh is goated. Yeah, no worries, man. I mean, I obviously feel the same way, but at the same time, like, I'll go and prove it, you know? Maybe I'm not. Maybe it'll all fall on its face, but...
It's going to fall on its face. Dude, you've been doing YouTube for longer than me. Yeah, you've got to... it would seem like a successful channel and you probably make a decent amount of money out of YouTube. but it clearly isn't enough. Is it just not enough because it's not enough to support your coke addiction? Like, is that what it is?
I don't know. I mean, I've been doing this a long time. I feel like I've navigated a lot of changes in the content space well. And I think particularly right now, I think
if you haven't been able to prove it by now, then I don't know what removing yourself from Star Wars Theory is going to prove in regards to getting more revenue. That doesn't add up in the realms of reality for me.
I think content is harder than ever. And frankly, I'm making more money than ever because
so why?
And I have all kinds of I have a lot of little channels that are doing it. But at the same time, who gives a shit? I'm not here to have vanity metrics of views and prove this, that, second, and the third. My kids eat. My family is good. You know what I mean? And that's what it's going to be. So I can't take 5 hours, because this is what it is for the Monday show, right? Legitimately. I can't take that 5-hour chunk out of the night, move my whole family out of the area. You know what I mean? Making all Monday so crazy for my wife.
So, okay, hang on a second. Move your whole family out of the area for 5 hours. So, are you telling me, Joshy boy, that your family, when you're not streaming, hang out in that room that you're sitting in right now? Is that what you're telling me? I'm not going to pretend that I know what it's like to be doing YouTube and streams and stuff like that with a family, right? But I'm sure for the amount of streams and navigating that you've done for your own channel, for Nerd Theory and all of that stuff, it doesn't seem like that much of a stretch. It doesn't seem like that's worth having to pay $500 for your appearance.
I cannot do that.
I
can't take that 5 hours.
I didn't know how he went into the second, the second, and the third.
So I can't take 5 hours, because this is what it is for the Monday show, right? Legitimately. I can't take that 5-hour chunk out of the night, move my whole family out of the area. You know what I mean? Making all Monday so crazy for my wife and this, that, second, and third. I cannot do that unless I hit a certain minimum amount, which I think isn't even a lot. So that's what it is. That's all. Yeah. And you know what? You don't have to agree. You can feel how you feel about it. It is okay. I'm pretty good. It seems like there's a storm brewing in real life, but other than that, I'm good. Also, over-caffeinated and stayed up way too late playing Arc Raiders. I'll be honest.
Yeah, blame the coke on the over-caffeinated and the tiredness. Blame the coke addiction on the by the way, I'm over-caffeinated and I stayed up playing some video game last night till 2 o'clock. But hey, this, that, the second, and the third. You know what I mean?
I'll confess. Stayed up way too late playing Arc Raiders. Dirty says, I've always respected that you tried to make it a show and tried to actually talk about nerdy shit. Love you, brother. Yeah. Look, again, I'm not here to, if Theory's watching this, or I would imagine you'd eventually watch it or whatever, just relax. It's not what you think it is. This isn't going to be
Dude! Theory, if you're watching this, just relax. Why? Because you've said some pretty fucking out there things that I don't know if actually Theory wanted actually out there. Things that he said with you in private conversations. Like the fact that he is feeling a little bit like the content's not going so well. Just relax. Just relax. Theory, honestly, dude. I can't wait for your response to this. Dude. If I'm seeing it wrong, then I'm seeing it wrong. But Theory, if this guy is effectively fucking just doing a complete 180 on you right now, call the fucking shit out. Just the funny thing is he's gone off to prove that he can make $500 in a stream or something. I don't exactly know, or more. Yesterday's price isn't enough anymore. He's gone off to do that, and basically in the process trying to fuck you over. Fucking call this fucking shit out. Just relax. Theory hasn't even responded to this. And that tells me that he knows that he's already said something wrong. That tells me that Josh knows that he has already said something wrong. Theory, if you're watching this, just relax. Theo hasn't even responded to you yet. You're already telling him to relax. This whole stream, guys, might end up just being fucking this. We might not even get in. I'm definitely not doing the golden gyms thing because like that. Take that
Gotcha thing. It's really not. You know, I told this to you. I said this to you on the phone yesterday, but I'll say it again here. That's not what's going to happen. I just feel.
What? Hang on. He's talking directly to Star Wars Theory there. I need to hear what he actually says.
Dirty says, I've always respected that you tried to make it a show and try to actually talk about nerdy shit. Love you, brother. Yeah. Look, again, I'm not here to like if Theory's watching this or like
see what I mean by like the scatterbrain. I'm not here to and then just goes off on something else. Like the beginning of every sentence that he says, he doesn't actually know what he's going to say yet. So it's just filler. It's filler words. It's filibustering. Filler words to put in to create time to think about what he actually wants to say. But then what he actually eventually gets to saying actually has no substance or meaning.
I would imagine you'd eventually watch it.
Watch that again.
Look, again, I'm not here to like if Theory's watching this or like I would imagine you'd eventually watch it or whatever. Like, dude, just relax. Like, it's not what you think it is. This isn't going to be like a gotcha thing. It's really not. You know, I told this to you, I said this to you on the phone yesterday, but I'll say it again here. That's not what's going to happen.
It's really not. It's not going to be a gotcha thing. Dude, to me, it feels like you've done the whole gotcha thing or you've tried to in this stream and now you're backpedaling as fucking fast and as hard as you can by saying that that's not what this is going to be and just relax. Wow. Fuck, it just goes to show, man, you fucking, especially when it comes to this online YouTube space and everything, fucking trim your garden. Be careful with who you're associating and dealing with. Jeez, man, fuck. I don't think my internal ethics and my internal integrity could be as disgusting as this person.
I just feel a responsibility to and I asked him specifically, I said, dude, how can I talk about this in a way that like will not hurt you? My exact words. And he didn't care. Like he just didn't care at all, but I'm still going to be respectful about it. The whole thing. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. You know, frankly, I that's all. How do you feel about video game adaptation movies? I think that that's an oddly timed question, but I generally think there's probably some gold in those hills. Yeah. Noise.
All he answered to that question was that there's some gold in those hills. Video game movie adaptations. What was the actual question? Sorry. I'm sorry.
You know, frankly, that's all. How do you feel about video game adaptation movies?
How do you feel about video game adaptation movies? Good, bad? Yeah, there's some gold in those hills. I don't know.
Those hills, yeah. Noise. That's not very cash money of you. Yeah. Well, you guys know me. I'm a shyster, right? I like to dig. I like to have fun with it. And so there are going to be jokes and there are going to be memes and like, you know, I'm going to be irreverent. I'm going to be myself, but I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm not here to like damage anybody or whatever. It's just that I take care of my shit. You know what I mean? And that means like certain things. Just is what it is. No, Nerd Theory means more time for Warhammer content. Let's go. Oh, hell yeah, brother. Oh, hell yeah. You know that Warhammer content is coming. Does the Patrick Stewart rumor mean he's only in Doomsday and not in Secret Wars? I know what you're talking about. We're going to get...
There's one particular bit that I just want to get to, and then we'll move on.
See a lot of juicy Marvel stuff to get into, which we will get into. I'm excited to get into it, but let's stay on target
for
a little bit.
Stay on target.
What's the Melvin thing? So I don't know exactly what the person was referring to, but I would imagine it's the sort of pressure from Theory's chat and the Nerd Theory chat to like have Melvin come on and confront me or whatever.
That would have been gold. It would have been gold. Theory, you want to ignite some fucking excitement of content on your channel? You missed an opportunity there. You could have just sat back, Theory, and allowed fucking Melvin and Joshy Boy to just go at it. The chat would have exploded. Should have just done it, man. Fuck. Should have just done it.
I would imagine that's what it's about, yeah. any chance you do a show with somebody else, I'm not looking to do a show anytime soon with anybody else. I mean, like,
Who is Melvin? Knights of Melvin. Mods, if you would, please check the link to Knights of Melvin's channel in the chat. Watch the Sparrow Files. It's all about Cameron Pasha's fucking sauce. It's fucking great. Great series.
I'm not in a collab. I mean, and to be honest with you, like, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not saying
oh, yeah. Man, that would have launched super chats like you would not believe. Oh, yeah. Josh would have made his $500 on that one.
I'll never do another show.
Sorry, Josh got tons of clout from being on Theory's channel. He already got what he wanted. Yeah, 100%. The 100%. Yep.
Like that, but like, in some ways this experience has soured my taste on this,
Okay, cool.
So we'll see. I mean, I think, the truth is, and we're going to bring Tuesday streams back. That's like a whole nother thing. I literally took a stream away from my weekly schedule to do this show. You know what I mean? It's just like when I came up with that.
He took a stream away from his weekly show to go and do it. Why? Okay, so if money and everything is so important to you, and you were already and you already mentioned earlier that you're making heaps of money and you're doing this and you're really good at it and all of this kind of stuff, right? Why would you remove a stream to go off and do this other stream? If not for the clout chasing, if not for the bullshit. This is now gaslighting, like trying to find justifications and reasons why it's good that Nerd Theory isn't happening anymore. Yep.
Number wasn't an ass grab. You know what I mean? It wasn't like some random shit. It was like, no, this is what the number has to be, or I can't do the show. You know what I mean? And like, imagine he can afford it. So he didn't.
Yes, he probably can afford it. But the revenue that was coming in from that stream does not justify paying you more than the 50%. In fact, it looks like it was getting closer to the point of Theory having to pay you 100% of whatever revenue was coming from the stream and take some out of his own pocket.
I think it was worth it. Now that's a little, that hurts me a little bit, but
why? Because
he didn't think it was worth it. You know what I mean? And like, you would imagine he can afford it. So he didn't think it was worth it. Now that's a little, that hurts me a little bit, but
because he hurts your ego. It hurt your ego because Theory doesn't think you're worth even $500. He only thinks you should be privileged and honored that he thinks that you're worth 50%. I don't even think you're worth 50%. You're worth nothing. You're worth an argument. You're worth coming on and making some entertainment for the people and having an argument over Star Wars. That's your value. Wow.
At the same time, it is what it is. Always assumed y'all split Super Chat revenue. Oh no, we did. We had a split, guys. Like, I'm trying not to get into like the details, but I had a minimum number, and that's a minimum. It should have been much higher, but hey, it is what it is. 'Tis the season to be merry.
It's a minimum number. Should be much higher, but it's a minimum number.
Yeah.
Come on, where's the bit that I want?
What's going on? What happened? Oh, for those of you that don't know, there was a dispute about my payment for Nerd Theory. So
payment for Nerd Theory. Flash, you and I are going to have a conversation this weekend. We're going to have a discussion and a dispute over my payment for Flashcast. What the fuck, man? It's so narcissistic and so disgusting. And putting this out there for everybody to see. Nobody would think anything if this was all just behind closed doors. We're not doing Nerd Theory anymore. We had a little bit of a dispute. We're all okay, but we're not doing Nerd Theory anymore. What was the dispute? Never mind. It's not important. Just know we're going our separate ways. We shook hands, and that's it. Jesus fucking Christ. I shouldn't say that. I'm trying to be better with that. I'm sorry. Fuck.
Longer doing the show because I don't feel I'm being paid fairly. Never Lose Your Nerd says, just hearing about this, but you carried the show. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. J-Man, did you feel like Theory's energy was off throughout the return of Nerd Theory? He kept dismissing discussions like the romance novel and No Girls.
Yeah, because you went weird though. I got to bring this up again. There was that panel thing that they did. It's almost seemed like Nerd Theory. Star Wars Theory was getting pissed off because he couldn't get a word in or get a question asked to him because you were just fucking this, that, and the other thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think he's in a good headspace to create content right now. You know what I mean? And
you know what I mean? He's not in a great headspace to create content right now. What is that? What is that? Why are you bringing up that? That's why, see, you're trying to make it that's why I'm not doing Nerd Theory anymore. Whereas what it was that you said, hey, buddy, where's my payment? And he said, no, go fuck yourself. And you went, oh, you don't think I'm worth it? You don't think I'm worth it? Just relax. And let me tell everybody how much you fucking hate making content and how much you fucking, wow.
yeah, I just, obviously, look, the dude was deleting comments off of the last Nerd Theory. I saw him. A lot of you saw him. You know what they said. Let's not act like we don't know what's going on.
So what, now he's even blaming Star Wars Theory of deleting comments? Theory. That's a pretty big accusation there, buddy. Deleting comments from your last stream? What, with the comment? What, you don't elaborate on what these people said. You use very large generalizations here. And what, are we supposed to assume that they said that, oh, Theory seems very low energy?
Yeah, I don't think he's in a good headspace to create content right now. You know what I mean? And
you know what I mean?
yeah, I just, obviously, look, the dude was deleting comments off of the last Nerd Theory. I saw him. A lot of you saw him. You know what they said. Let's not act like we don't know what's going on. You know?
What's going on?
And, dude, I think he'd take a break, dude. Just go recharge.
Why are you drinking your coffee like a fucking spastic?
People are leaning into the funk. Get out of the funk. Get out of the
Where's
grip.
the comment? I
mean, life is tough, man. Fuck, content's tough, you know? Look, I'm not making necessarily a judgment call. I'm just saying I'm reading the terrain. Is there any chance you work it out? There's always a chance. I mean, I genuinely, here's the thing. I'm a difficult motherfucker, okay? I don't know how to say this. I have no animus towards this guy. I'm frustrated. I'm also not.
No animus towards this guy, but I'm frustrated. Why? Because he wouldn't pay you what you're not worth?
Going to fuck up my life for his shit, at all.
I'm not going to fuck up my life for his shit. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Difficult motherfucker, okay? I don't know how to say this. I have no animus towards this guy. I'm frustrated. I'm also not going to fuck up my life for his shit, at all. So that's just what it is. But it's I think there could be a rehabilitation, eventually. But I think he's gonna be a little biffed. I mean, dude, he was biffed the first time I dropped the show. I can imagine what he's gonna be like now.
Yeah, because you fucked him over. You fucked his audience over. You did it for your comic book that you never released. You scammed, what was it, 90 grand out of people? And you've got nothing to show for it. As soon as your campaign was pretty much funded and done or whatever, an hour before his show starts, you bail out on him like a little bitch. I understand if I had a relative pass away literally an hour ago. I can't do the stream. I get it, right? But you are a scummy, grifting, disgusting, coke-filled, snort into your mic, gross person that I don't even understand how 50,000 people on your Clips channel or your live channel can fucking even stand being subscribed to you. How embarrassing.
You're gonna be a little upset, I think. Millsy says, "Is your friendship outside of YouTube in the trash?" I mean, I would assume so. I think he's gonna be upset with me for sure. I mean, what do you guys think? You think?
I think, you know what I think? I think absolutely. You fucked him over once, you scammed his audience and you fucked him over. You've come over, you've fucking scammed him back into doing the show again when Star Wars is at its lowest fucking point, and then you fucking tried to push him because he makes money. He's got businesses and stuff. Yes, like I said, I disagree with some of the decisions that he's made with some of the products that he has. Right? But you've got to tip your hat off to him for what he's been able to create, and you just think that you can fucking suck whatever the fuck you can out of him. And when you realize that it's not going to work, you bailed. You bailed because your friendship and any interaction with these, that means nothing to you. You're a typical grifting, disgusting asshole. That's what you are. And you've just... The evidence, people will come in on this stream. I can almost guarantee it. If there's any of his shills, they'll come in and write a comment and go, "What are you fucking talking about?" Everything that he's not a grifter or whatever. Everything that he is saying right now shows how much of a disgusting human being he actually is. And you don't think that this incident is going to affect your relationship or your friendship? I know that he says, yes, I think that we're fucking done, right? But you did it. You did it.
She's going to roll it off like, no, he's right. Like, fuck. I mean, look, the weird part is, Theory knows what it is. Like, yesterday when we had a conversation, about half our conversation was him being like, I totally get it, totally understand. And then, like, at some point he flipped, you know? And I don't want to get into the details, but, like, the flip felt a little like insecurity. Because we went from a place.
Now you sound like a bitch on the fucking whatever podcast when a man's got a preference and it's just insecurity. You are such a fucking femboy little fucking bitch, Joshy boy. You are scum. You are dregs. The bottom of the barrel disgustingness. Ugh. Ugh.
Of like, I totally understand what you're saying. Yes, you need this, blah, 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 blah. To like, well, wait.
Well, yeah, he's saying, I totally understand what you're saying. You want more money. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging what you're actually saying to him. And then goes on to say, well, it was working perfectly at 50-50 or whatever. Let's see what he actually...
You know what I mean? It's like, no, I'm not.
No, hang on.
Like, I felt a little like insecurity. Because it like we went from a place of like, I totally understand what you're saying. Yes, you need this, blah 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 blah, blah to like, well, wait a minute, you know what I mean? It's like, no, I'm not playing these.
What
little
did
games.
you say
like,
there?
This blah 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 to like, well, wait a minute, you know what I mean? It's like, no, we went
Wait
from a place of like,
wait.
I totally understand what you're saying. Yes, you need this, blah 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 to like, well, wait a minute, you know what I mean? It's like, no, I'm not playing these little games. Like, this is what it is. So,
come on, where's the comment? Please, just say the comment that I want.
Did you ever get around to watching the shoot? No, I didn't, brother. No, I didn't. I should, though. I should. Why do you need a $500 for a
Here we go.
3-hour live stream? Because that's the price, brother. And in fact, that's yesterday's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price. But again, that is okay. You don't have to understand. You know what I mean? Like, you don't.
You know what I mean? You don't have to.
Unfortunately, have anything to do with that. But, Mr. Chat, sorry, brother.
We're done. We're done. I'm not watching anymore. We are done. That was yesterday's price. You know, it's funny when somebody like makes an agreement, you know, hey, I'll give you 50-50. All right, awesome. Thanks. That's yesterday's price. Today's a different day. We're going fucking 60-40 now. Hey, Zeus Davila. How you doing? I never know. So Jesus Davila is how Flash says it. And then I hear fucking Nerdrotic say it and he says Jesus Davila. And it fucks me up sometimes. I had no idea Josh did that with 90K to Theory's audience. That's fucked up. Well, I don't know. Let me clarify really quickly. The 90K, I don't know if it's all from Theory's audience. Like, I think, didn't the campaign make 90K? But, like, they were plugging it, promoting it. They were getting people buying it and all of this kind of thing from Nerd Theory. So there was definitely revenue coming for the comic book that he never fucking finished and never fucking did. Never did any of it. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Like this stream, save the dream. Smash that like button, guys. There'll be somebody in the chat that knows the situation of the comic better than I do. The comic is still happening 30 years later. Well, apparently, yes, it's still happening. But like, didn't it get funded like 2 years ago or something? A year ago? Flash has it right. Yeah, well, Flash fucking... Before he even started fucking putting, selling, Flash had it complete. It's 2 years ago. There you go. 2 years ongoing. 2 years. Scammed me. And how much did it raise? Somebody in the chat knows exactly. Maybe not like exactly, but like the ballpark of the exact figure. May as well make Vader Disney Vader 2 comic. Big Tony asked, does anybody know exactly where Josh was bragging about his brand new Range Rover? Was it the first reunion stream or the second episode? I never really paid that much attention to the point of like even watching full streams or anything like that. Like the only real reason why I've ended up going back to Theory's channel and going back to Josh's channel is based on this. Based on this. Theory, you made a big mistake, dude. You made a really big mistake bringing him back. Anyway, let me get rid of these tabs. I'm not going to go into the... I'll get rid of the thing in the title. I'm not going to go into the Gold's Gym shit. Let me just say this. There are a lot more people that are waking up and not putting up with this bullshit anymore. And good, the wokeness and the fucking men's in women's spaces and all of that kind of shit. I do think it's fucking ridiculous that Gold's Gym revoked the lesbian woman's fucking membership and kicked her out, where this guy just walks straight back in. I hate the way he walks. I hate the way he looks. I hate the way he sounds. And like, you can call me homophobic, transphobic, whatever. I'm sick of these fucktards. They've taken it too far. We gave them an inch. We told them, like, we said yes to same-sex marriage and all of that kind of shit, and they took a fucking mile to the point where they still want more, and it's never going to be enough. So revoke it all. Take it all back. You said you wanted to be recognized. You said that you wanted to just be seen as normal people. We saw you as normal fucking people. And now we actually see you for the psycho, crazy... you should be in asylums, fucking weird cunts you are. There's my Gold's Gym. And fucking TMZ, let me just say this to TMZ, who decided to bring the fucking retarded fucktard on, right? TMZ, it's a 5-minute video. We were going to go into it. Look at this fucking gross, fucking weird cunt. Dress up, black face, woman face fucking shit. TMZ decides to bring him on so that he can talk about how much of a woman he is and how much he should be allowed into women's spaces. I haven't gone through it, so I don't know the context of it or anything. But TMZ, let me ask you this. Have you fired any of those people that celebrated Charlie Kirk's death? Have you done that yet? Have you fired those fucking idiots? Have you fired those people that want Republicans killed? That want fucking Nazis killed? Right? Have you fired them yet? I think that's more important. The fact that you work in a work environment where people actually celebrate death and violence in your office, in your fucking office. God, I would hate to be a fucking conservative person working in your office. Scared. Gross company. Gross, sick. You disgust me just like Joshy boy. Disgusting. So fucking they decided to have that person on it, not the person that actually got kicked out and actually felt uncomfortable in a woman's space. A woman. You didn't even have the woman come on to talk about it. We're not going into it. I don't even want to hear what this person fucking sounds like. Gross. Fucking gross. You know the worst part about fucking trans and fucking all these fucking weird homos and shit out there? All these fucking faggots, right? You know the worst thing, the worst insult that we can't say to them is we can't say to them, go home. Go back to fucking your home fucking planet. Jesus Davila. Gifts of membership. Thank you very much for the gift of membership. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Thank you to everybody that, oh shit, don't do that. To everybody that's Gabriel Knight and Third Doctor Andrew and Jesus, thank you very much for your support tonight. I really appreciate that. Let's see. We'll give you this.
They came bounding over.
Disney, you fucking cunt!
I bet you there was an echo there at the beginning of that, wasn't there? Because I was sharing my screen. So yeah, we're going to get rid of the Gold's Gym shit. Like that just... Fucking hell. Let's take a look at this. This is just a little bit of fun. What number would you pick on a plane filled with Geeks and Gamers people? I guess they're not all Geeks and Gamers people. Let's just say they're all affiliated or would be happy to be affiliated with Geeks and Gamers. Where would you sit? Man, I actually have a couple of options. See, I'd want to hang out with Gary, but I'd only do that if I was in between them, because what would happen is you would be sitting here and you would just be watching these two basically entertain you. I don't think you would be in the conversation much, and that would probably be the same here too. It would probably be the same with Benny and Eric. I really have 3 places where I would sit. I would either sit in between Shad and Mauler. It would be cool to hang out with Mauler, have some drinks with Mauler, get drunk with Mauler, and Shad to be honest. Does Shad drink though? I don't think Shad drinks. But I know Shad, like I've hung out with Shad before, so like hanging out with Shad would be cool, another Aussie, but also too, then hanging out with Mauler would be awesome as well. You would probably pick 4 because Ryan would fucking I don't think they got problems with each other or anything like that, but Ryan would be like, fuck off and then hopefully start and we could have a conversation. And it would be cool to like, hey, how's that going? But then I will say I don't watch Az a lot. Like obviously see him on Friday Night Tights and stuff like that. And the other place would be number 3. And it would be cool to hang out. You'd have a laugh with Alex Stein. But because of Alex's little antics, you'd also get Drunk 3PO's fucking laugh. But I've hung out with Drunk too, and he'd be cool to hang out with chilling on a plane. So they're my number 3 for you. Yeah. They would be my picks. And you've also got Disbrew in front of you. Anyway, thought that was just a little bit of fun. We could just bring that up. But nobody really cared. There was only 2 people. Mauler seen it. Yeah, Tony came in. The middle seat does suck, but the thing that it sucks less when you're in the middle seat surrounded by friends or people that you know. Because saying "excuse me" to go to the bathroom or something past somebody that you know, as opposed to excusing yourself with somebody that you don't know, I think that's a little different. Okay, we were going to do Rachel Zegler, but she's just playing victim. Again, let's just be real. Fuck, we went a really long time on Theory and Josh. I hope it was entertaining for you. I didn't mean to go that long, though. I didn't mean to go that long. Jay was with Gina. I thought that was great. Screaming Biscuits, number 3. I think a lot of people would probably pick 3. Like, Jay's very easy to get along with. Really nice dude. Really easy to get along with. Fuck, was that work? Hold on. Sorry, guys. This always happens when I'm streaming. Fuck. Okay, sorry. Yes, it was. I need to just call work back again really quickly. Hey, Zeus Davila for thumbs up, $7. Thank you, dude. Dude, thank you. Appreciate that. Where is it? I appreciate that. I can't find it.
Thank you very much.
All right, I got to return a call for work. I got my headphones in, so I can't hear the audio. I'm going to play a couple of clips for you guys. Hang around, please. Don't go anywhere. We're not quite finished yet. I'll be right back. Just give me a couple of minutes.
Oh, Mother, read that.
So Mother, don't let the American bitch.
Did you just fart?
Yes, I did. Tell you what to do.
I think it's bedtime, Mother.
Question mark.
I think it's bedtime for Mother.
You pushed so far.
That's the type of videos that we watch on fucking Happy Hump Day.
I gotta pee. Oh my god.
I like to get into a vibe. You know what I mean? So we'll get into it. We'll discuss it all. You know, the truth is, it sort of is what it is. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? Look. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Right? You know what I mean? That's all good. You know what I mean? Right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Totally understand it. Like, totally get it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I've been asking me questions and this, that, second, the third. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Frankly, I'm a big believer in, like, alchemy. You know what I mean? Sort of an esoteric, hippy-dippy kind of a guy, right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And that's all. You know what I mean? But, yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I can cook. You know what I mean? Wife, this, that, second, and third. Do you know what I mean? 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 It is what it is. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you don't. I'm not doing it for charity. You know what I mean? So weird.
Sorry about that. Shut up, Josh. Hey, Derek, how you doing? So yeah, Rachel Zegler was a victim. In fact, it's 40 seconds. Let's take a listen to what she actually said for an acceptance speech. So I will say, Steph, My Nerdy Home covers, she did some great videos during the whole Rachel Zegler thing, and she tends to like follow it and track it, and she covers it when she does, or when she gets, when she wants. We know what you mean, Rhino. So Rachel Zegler is so insufferable, she really is. Insults half the country and shows and somehow she's still the victim. Let's take a listen.
There are times when it feels a bit impossible, doesn't it? To exist in a world where it feels like we can't be louder than a whisper without it making headlines. There's something beautiful and terrifying about how much the world seems to care about our opinions while simultaneously telling us to stick to our arts, our creativity. But
we don't care about your opinions. We don't give a fuck about your opinions. The only people that care about your opinions are people that want you to put pronouns in your bios.
Has an art always been opinionated? Hasn't it always held perspective, experience? Wasn't it always meant to be this way, to shift the worldview?
No, I don't think it was meant to actually shift the worldview like entertainment. I think it was meant to distract you from the world for, a period of time.
So thankful to Glamour for this honor, as I never thought I'd be considered the women of anything except maybe on the verge of a nervous breakdown. So here's to all of us, and thank you so much. Our time.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Rachel. We don't care. You can play victim all you want, oh, people want our opinions, and then simultaneously say, shut up and act. Like, no, nobody wants your opinions. We're just saying, shut up and act. Did I just burp into the microphone? It was a little burp. I'm fucking Josh. I got to stop watching it. It's infiltrating. It's like coming through the screen, and like, I'm going to need to exercise fucking Joshy boy's fucking conscience from me. All right, let's talk about some of the just some of the little Star Wars news topics, things that came up. Thank you, Mike, for sending this to me, Mike Hill. So this is basically the release slate for 2026. Excuse me. So Star Wars projects releasing in 2026. What do we got? We've got The Mandalorian and Grogu. Yes, we knew. We've got Ahsoka. Yes, we knew. We've got Maul. Is it Shadows? Something like that. Because, they've got to rip off the Shadow Hunter title from the expanded universe. The Ninth Jedi. So I think that's a anime, like a Visions kind of thing. Probably not canon. And this is something that I actually had no idea about. Star Wars Zero Company. Looks like a Mandalorian. Star Wars Zero Company. Let's see if there's any sort of synopsis about that, actually. What? Oh, it's a game. It's a game. Still, haven't fucking heard about it. It's just launching in 2026. It doesn't say. Give me a synopsis. Here we go. Command an elite squad through a gritty and authentic story in Star Wars Zero Company, a single-player turn-based tactics game set in the twilight of the Clone Wars. Fuck, there's even a trailer. Fuck, there's even a trailer. What? No, that's not what I wanted to grab. There's even a fucking trailer. Will you see The Mandalorian? Okay, I'm not paying for The Mandalorian. And based on that fact, I probably won't see it in theaters. I will get my free ticket, hopefully from Flash. Flash will be interested in getting a free ticket, I'm sure, when it comes around. Mr. Bug actually helps me get some stuff as well. So I will be watching it and I will be reviewing it, but I won't be paying for it. And I won't go and see it in theaters. I don't care. The story's not going to be good enough for the effects to change how good the movie is or bad the movie is, or you know what I'm saying. So, yeah.
All-out assaults. Cities bombed to rubble. Truth is, there's a war you don't see. The one fought in the shadows. The war beneath the war. A war that's won with the right strategy. Surveillance. Ciphers. Good old-fashioned sabotage.
It's not going to show any gameplay, is it?
These aren't the heroes they tell stories about. They're professionals. Setting aside their differences to take on the impossible. But that's the job, and they get it done.
Oh, yuck. It makes me think of a mobile game. Yawn. Oh, yeah, that was not... No. Okay, there you go. That's Zero Company. That's Zero Company. Yuck. Okay, so you've basically got a movie... Mandalorian and Grogu, Ahsoka live action series, Maul the animated series, the Ninth Jedi, the manga non-canon anime show, and the video game, Zero Company. Hey, look, I will give them credit. They're releasing more in 2026 than they released in 2025. But fuck, man, you know the obviously the two biggest things of the year are going to be Mandalorian and Grogu and Ahsoka, and I don't even think that they're going to be that big. I really don't think that they're going to be all that big. Then there was also this little rumor went out. So Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie is reportedly being reworked into a Disney Plus series. Just like every other movie announcement that they fucking did, it gets reworked into a fucking show, and then the show might make it, but then it might not make it. This just might be the long way around of canceling it and officially canceling it. I don't know. I wonder if Patty Jenkins is actually involved in the reworks for a Disney Plus series. They can't do series. They can't do the serialized storytelling. They can't do any isolated storytelling. They can't do Star Wars. It's pretty obvious by now. I don't know why when I said pretty then it came out with like a anyway. I enjoyed Ahsoka. I am sure my opinion is not popular. Well, it's definitely not popular around these parts. But look, I can't get my head around with things like Ahsoka, like the Thrawn. The complete character destruction and introduction of Thrawn is just absolutely horrible. The change of the lore and the Force and all of the, like, oh man, dude. I want to meet Rosario Dawson this weekend. Yeah. Are they scared to put movies out in theaters? What the fuck? Again? Yeah, well, I reckon they are. They'd be fucking shitting themselves right now to see what the result of The Mandalorian and Grogu is. Maybe they've got a higher expectation than what I believe is out there for that and what that can do. Roan Sith cartoon was cool. I don't know if I've seen that. I'm going to click on that. I'll check it out later. Maybe it's something. Oh, is this from Visions? It is. I can't obviously play 3 minutes from Visions on here. I'll check it out a bit later. Evan, good evening. Evan Martin's in the chat, everyone. I always value your opinion, Rhino. Well, I appreciate that. I really do. I just, like, with everything, with the way Star Wars has been heading, I do feel like they've been trying to use a lot of, like, Mandalorian, Bad Batch, and stuff like that to try and help explain the sequels. But at the same time, they've been going off on, obviously, this Twilight shipping fucking, like that retarded woke route with a lot of their stuff. And that's obviously been obvious from The Acolyte. Ahsoka, it's so stupid. They had a love story there, just a normal heterosexual love story that they could have rolled into and they could have pursued a little bit. But when it came down to the crux, they fucking couldn't do it. In fact, it looks like there is much more of a chance of Sabine and Shin being shipped together than Ezra and Sabine being shipped together. You explained it really well. Oh, sorry, hang on. I remember one stream you taught me about Qui-Gon being a Force ghost was a big mistake. You explained it really well. Yeah, well, the thing is it, like, I explained it just based on the knowledge and the understanding of what I have in the lore and the canon. And understanding that Qui-Gon was the first ever being. He was the closest to being the true Jedi and being balanced in the Force. He was the closest ever to it up until he learnt that ability. And then Yoda ends up surpassing him because he taught them. Obi-Wan ends up surpassing him. Anakin ends up surpassing him. Like, there's so much to it. And it's the thing, like, it's actually kind of funny because it's similar to, like, we'll bring this up, the Ben Solo thing, right? Like, if you are true fans of this character, if you are true fans of this story, why can't the death side of things or whatever actually have any meaning for you? You know, like, why can these things not have meaning? You know, it would be like in the expanded universe when Chewie dies, right? And then them saying, oh, hang on, we'll just find a way that he got out of being hit by a fucking moon, right? And we'll just bring him back to life. Like, it's stupid. It takes away from the impact of that. It would take away from the result of that in the way that Han and fucking Anakin, that's Anakin Solo, fucking interact. Like, there's so much that changes if you just bring that back. And these people that are supposed to be fans of this, and this is what tells you that they were never fans of Star Wars. They were never fans of these types of things to begin with. Right? Because they think when it's something that's fiction, you can do anything. Nothing matters, so you can do anything. You can go against what your ears heard or what your eyes saw or whatever for this narrative or this line or this is what we want to do. That's how they perceive fiction. We see it when we watch like any of our shows or anything. We get deep into the lore, and then when something happens that goes against something that's been established in the canon or in the lore, we go, hang on a second, we know that this is true, we know that this is real, so how can this be? They don't even go there. And that just proves to me that these people were never Star Wars fans, aren't Star Wars fans. They were never geeks or nerds, comic book fans, superhero fans. You know, that's the one downside to what the MCU did, is it popularized it. It popularized being a nerd. It popularized being a geek. Whereas we used to just be, you used to be laughed at and been left alone because we were retards. Fucking hell. It's Filoni's law that makes no sense, 100%. And this is where, like I said, the separation can really come in for me now, where you've got Star Wars, it's well and truly alive, it will never die, it's timeless. And then you've got Disney Star Wars, which is inserted into a period of time. It's, you know, you've got to see yourself on screen and all of that shit. That all the talk around it is based on current day politics and fucking you're a racist, sexist, misogynistic piece of shit because you think that this is bad, whatever. Like they've completely destroyed it, and that's where the separation is. And then you've got the insert of new law, new canon, changing law, changing canon, teleportation, hyperspace teleportation, tracking fobs. We're going through. It's been a while since I've even mentioned tracking fobs, to be fair. All of that shit. The very first thing, for those of you that are new here that may have not heard this little rant before, fucking the very first thing that you see in The Mandalorian. The very first shot that you see in The Mandalorian, Season 1, Episode 1, is the Mandalorian with a tracking fob in his hand. Beep, 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 beep. Points in the right direction and he moves in that direction. Tracking fobs have never been explained. What are they tracking? Is it DNA? Is it a microchip that's in the arm where the person wouldn't be fucking... It should be well and truly easy to just pick that fucking little tracker thing out of your arm. Oh, but it can't be that because the Mandalorian knows that and they're tracking the Grogu, the baby Yoda. And if there was a tracking thing in the arm, then he would just pick it out, right? Because he knows how these devices work. But no, it's not tracking that. Somehow in Disney's Star Wars, DNA transmits a fucking a transmission, DNA. I don't know. Is it DNA? Can we get an explanation of how tracking fobs work? And the fact that they even introduce them takes away and removes the unique way that each bounty tracks and finds and kills or gets their bounty. No, every bounty hunter now just does it the same way. Give me my puck so that I can see exactly who I'm looking for. That's their face. And give me the tracking fob so that I can track the shit out of them until I find them. You know, when fucking Boba Fett ejected himself into the garbage so that he could follow Han, Leia, and Chewie to Cloud City, right, in Empire Strikes Back, he was so retarded because all he fucking needed to do was get a tracking fob that can track Han, Chewie, all Leia's fucking DNA. You know, people don't talk about fucking the Holdo maneuver and how that retroactively fucks fucking space battles and shit like that, right? Talk about retroactively fucking destroying Star Wars from its core, from the laws and the canon and the rules that were made within the galaxy. But these people don't care about that. Bring back Han Solo. Ben Solo. Fuck. But, you know, this is the thing, is that these fucking mainstream fucking, pop culture places, pages, websites and shit, they want to talk about it like everybody's so united. You know why they think that everybody's so united in wanting this Ben Solo movie is because the only people that are talking about it are the weird freak weirdos that fucking the pronouns in bios and shippers and stuff like that. They're the only ones that are talking about it. So yes, of course, they're all the ones united. That's the only discourse going on or continuing to go on about it. So when they look at it and they go, hang on, there's this Star Wars fan and this Star Wars fan, or at least they're self-proclaimed Star Wars fans, and this Star Wars fan and this Star Wars fan and this Star Wars fan, and they're all saying, give us the Ben Solo movie. Hey, the Star Wars fan is finally united. When you've got the majority of the the majority of the actual Star Wars fan base sitting back going, you guys are fucking idiots. Not even really commenting or anything, just you guys are fucking idiots. And they've been completely ignored once again. Raylos, basically, 100%. 100%. So they think, and they're pushing this fucking bullshit. You know, this was the catalyst that made Joshy Boy think that we need to apologize to Kathleen Kennedy because she didn't do any destructive work before this. So at this point in time, and I keep saying it, fucking do it. I want a season 2 of The Acolyte. For all the wrong reasons, but I want it. I really want it. And I'm not fucking lying. I want a second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi, seeing what happens with Reva. The fact that Reva even knows that fucking Vader is Anakin and Anakin is Vader and that kind of shit, that like pisses me off too. There is lore behind that as well. There is so much. Fucking Palpatine even covered it up. Anakin died protecting and fighting for the Republic. And this is my new enforcer, Darth Vader. People had suspicions. Fucking Tarkin. I think Tarkin had suspicions to the point where he confronted somebody on it, didn't he? And he actually found out that, yes, they are the same person. But the fact that she just knows, ugh. And you know where the justification for that comes in? It's the fact that she was stabbed in the temple by Anakin before he turned into the suit Darth Vader. He was Vader at that time, obviously, going into the temple and running that person through. But then, you know, how does she know? They were on Mustafar. She wasn't there for when he got sliced and diced. Like, it's so fucking retarded. It's so fucking retarded. Oh, me too, Derek. Me too. At this point, I want the Rey movie to happen. Just to watch it flop worse than the Han Solo movie. Dude. Today is Saw's birthday. Happy birthday, Saw01. Happy birthday. My birthday's coming up, actually. I'm probably going to take, because my birthday falls on a Monday, I'm probably going to take the Monday off, and we'll be doing Flashcast the day before, so I'm hoping that I can get pretty wasted on Flashcast for my birthday. That should be good. Did you figure out how to stream, Rhino? I did. How you doing, Solo Felix? Good to see you. Yes, happy birthday, Saw. Whatever happened to the Lando series? That's another great fucking question. Maybe that's a series that they'll turn into a movie, or wasn't it supposed to be a movie that they turned into a series? November birthdays, mine. I was actually supposed to be born, I believe it was something like the 27th of November, something like that. I was born on the 1st of December. So I'm just a December baby. Just. You get wasted on Flashcast, so no difference. That's funny. It's true. It is true. So anyway, just back to this. Do it. As far as I'm concerned now, at this point in time, Disney Star Wars is so fucked up and so bad and so messy, and the lore and the canon and the continuity of all of this stuff is in such shambles that do it. Do the Ben Solo movie. Do the Rey movie. Do the Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2. Do fucking Acolyte season 2. Do it all. Do it all. It'll just make for good content, and the fucking retarded Disney seals are going to cry. They're going to tell us that it's the best Star Wars since the last best Star Wars, and that'll be the end of that. That'll be the end of that. What was this one in the middle here? Ahsoka season 2 will likely premiere in August or September 2026. This will be 3 years after season 1 premiered. And let me make this point. I've made this point before, but let me make this point in regards to like seasons of television. You know, seasons of television used to be pretty consistently either half an hour episodes, but 25 episodes a season, or 45-minute to an hour-long episodes, and still possibly 20 to 25 episodes a season. This has taken you 3 years to do a second season of a show that was poorly received, right? Destructive to lore, canon, and continuity within Star Wars. Destructive to expanded universe characters. And it's taken you 3 years to do what? Another 8 episodes? At what? Some episodes will be 32 minutes long, and you'll have an episode over here that'll be 48 minutes long, and then you'll have an episode over here that's 29 minutes long. All because you can't structure fucking shit. You can't storyboard fucking shit. How many episodes? I bet you it's 8. Eight. Why am I not fucking surprised? Scran, how you doing? Why am I not fucking surprised? Fucking... fucking half the speculation for fucking the first half of fucking the first season of Ahsoka was who's the fart cloud? It turns out it was just a fucking fart cloud. Merrick? Could it be? Could it be Starkiller? Fuck, man. Anyway, that's the Star Wars news, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Star Wars news. Let me get rid of these tabs now. I can do it, Disney. I dare ya. Fucking double dare ya. Fucking double dare ya. All right, let's see. I don't think we can play too much of this, but here we go, here we go, here we go. Seal of the week.
I'm the Jedi.
She is all the Jedi. Get your seal clapping emojis in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not a member, become a member and you can use your seal clap emoji. It's probably one of the only emojis you actually get to use all that much. There's plenty of emojis in there, but that's really all I've got for my members. And I appreciate all of you, so thank you. Nominee number 1 this week for Seal of the Week is from Jenna. She gets a couple of nominees here and there and everywhere. There you go. There you go. And she's just quoting, obviously, from Ahsoka, saying, "We are no Jedi." It's so funny that they actually didn't make Ahsoka say that once. Will forever be such a chilling line. Will forever be such a chilling line. Baylan and Shin's introduction is P.
Just some overconfidence.
You're making a mistake.
And you, sir, should have surrendered when the Empire collapsed. Jacris.
We are no Jedi.
At least I got the line in there for her. There you go. There's nominee number 1. Nominee number 2 this week comes from Sawyer. I think this was what Michael was mentioning earlier, saying, now, hang on, what's this in response to? What are your opinions of The Rise of Skywalker? Sawyer says, I might be the only Reylo in history who absolutely loves this movie. Well, that's interesting. Not only did I get exactly what I had wanted, Rey being related to Palpatine, being one of them. Oh, yeah, okay, thank you. But I didn't go into this movie with exceedingly high expectations. It's a fun ride with great moments. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yes, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do in season 2 with that character, to be honest with you, with the Baylan character. So thank you, Sawyer. Yep, whatever. At least you admit that you're a fucking Reylo, you weirdo. Then obviously this is in response to the Rogue Squadron going into, like, apparently being reworked into a series. Omi, no pronouns in bio. Please be like Andor. Please be like Andor. That's another thing. Like Andor, yes, I know it's better than most fucking Disney Star Wars things. They still take exceptions to EU stuff. They still take exceptions to lore and canon. And there are continuity issues. And even if, like, you're not even using the expanded universe as any reference point, there are still issues. So, Anyway, there you go. So that's nominee number 3. And then nominee number 4, it's just stars. Oh, well, we got pronouns. Late 20s, she, her. Seema? I don't know what that means. We've got Kylo Ren in the profile picture, black and white. Leia called... this is what I was talking about earlier, right? What makes sense for Leia to call her kids and all of that sort of thing, which it doesn't make sense in Disney's Star Wars, even with fucking the Help Me Obi-Wan Kenobi and all of that sort of thing. Leia called Obi-Wan her only hope in her most desperate hour. She named her son after him. Honoring Obi-Wan Ben Kenobi gives us a new hope by greenlighting. Oh, sorry, by greenlighting a hunt for Ben Solo. It's such a stupid take because, like I sort of said, Leia never knew Obi-Wan as Ben, never called Obi-Wan Ben, and would have no reason to call her son Ben. If she was honoring Obi-Wan Kenobi, she would have named her son Obi-Wan Solo, not Ben. You know, I think the expanded universe does a really good job of honoring like the family line and the legacy and all of that sort of thing when Leia names her son Anakin Solo, and when Ben and Mara name their son Ben Skywalker. But this is just stupid. This is just a stupid take from a stupid person that actually doesn't really understand shit. So there are your 4 nominees for this week. Let's go to the poll in the chat. Seal of the week. 1, 2, 3, 4. Poll is up and running. So, just to go through them again. Jenna, number 1. Sawyer is number 2. Omi is number 3. And the Stars is number 4. Why didn't she name her son after her adopted father? Yeah, like Bail Solo. That's true. That's true too. Vote. Yes, vote. Get your votes in. All right. While we're waiting on that, let's watch this. Just for the fun of it. Cinema. Whoa! Why is this at the beginning?
Peace is a lie.
Why is there Disney Star Wars shit at the beginning of this?
There is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength.
Through strength.
Through strength, I gain power.
Revan.
fleet is in position, my lord. We have heard nothing from the planet.
Very tasty space. I gained victory.
My lord, we are approaching the deadline and the planet is yet to surrender.
My chains are broken. The Force shall free me.
My lord.
Telos had its chance. Begin the bombardment. Destroy the planet.
Sir, Lord Revan's orders
are inconsequential. Today, the galaxy shall fear the Sith once more. And if Revan doesn't have the strength to make it so, request a transfer if you must, Admiral. But you will follow these orders, or you will pay the price.
Yes, Lord Malak.
It's an awesome fight. It's an awesome fight. Cool. And the crowd goes wild. All right. Did you get your votes in? We got 18 votes. Can we get two more? Can we get the 20? That's number 1. Jenna. Number 2, Sawyer. Number 3, Omi. Number 4, Stars. Get your votes in, ladies and gentlemen. 2 more. Come on. There's a couple of lurkers in the chat. You're sitting there. Look at your screen. Just quickly look. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. Click, vote, and go back to what you were doing. Oh, 19. 1 more. 1 more. I just want to point this out too. For Ahsoka Season 2, all episodes are written by Dave Filoni. All episodes are written by Dave Filoni. Keep that in mind when watching. That was cool. It was cool. Hey, 22 votes. Hey, thank you, everyone. Thank you, lurkers. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, let's end the poll there. So, this week, in last place with 14% of the vote was Omi. Number 3, Bom Bom. It's not really that seal-like, so fair enough. Please be like Andor. Please be like Andor. No, I don't know. In second last place or third place, with 23% of the vote, was the Stars with number 4. Thank you. Thank you for your submission. It was pretty fucked, though. It's pretty retarded take. In second place with 27% of the vote was Jenna. And the winner of this week's Seal of the Week with 36% of the vote was Sawyer. Congratulations, Sawyer. You are once again another winner of this week's Seal of the Week. Get those seal clapping emojis in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. And that's it. And that's it. We are done. Holy cow. How are you, Beta Bucks Deluxe? Rhino is still going. I am. So, let me just say this at the end of the stream as well. I am now, because of daylight savings changing over for America, I am now bringing the stream forward. I'll be starting at 12 o'clock midday, my time, which is basically... Look at your clock right now. Go back 4 hours and 15 minutes, and that's going to be the starting time. From whatever your clock says now, rewind 4 hours, 15 minutes, and that's going to be the starting time. Rob's Rules, thank you very much for being here. Sula Felix, Beta Bucks Deluxe, Firafema. Who else we got? Soul Assassin, great mod. Blake, another great mod. Quinton, I see you. I saw you coming in. Firefly, all the lurkers, all the rewatchers. Lara A, big time thank you to Lara A. She watches every stream. She sends little super thanks, gift, little gift here and there, which I really appreciate. Completely unnecessary, but really appreciate that. Who else? So I'm just scrolling up. Oh, Beta Bucks Deluxe, I see your super chat. Hold on. Saw, happy birthday, Saw. Scran, Derek, all you guys. Decrepit, thank you. Beta Bucks Deluxe for $20 says, I'm super late. I'll have to restart the vid. That's all right, dude. The first fucking hour and a half, 2 hours of the stream basically was breaking down and going through fucking Star Wars Theory and the Josh drama, Den of Shills, Den of Nerds drama, which I hope was entertaining for you guys. But thank you, Beta Bucks Deluxe. I really appreciate the support. You always come in, you always drop a couple of $20 super chats or $10 super chats or something like that, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, next week another Casual Rage. This weekend, obviously Flashcast. If I can get my shit together tonight, I will probably jump on and do a gaming stream. Perhaps we'll do some more Ghost of Tsushima. I'm getting close to the end of that, and I am actually thinking of just setting up a whole separate channel. It would probably take a little while to get something like a new gaming channel like monetized and everything. But I'm considering doing that because I do think that it is affecting my algorithm on this channel. Stay cool in that heat, Rhino. Yes, I will. It's not too bad today. It's actually quite mild. I got the door open. It's actually quite nice today. But the heat is definitely coming. The heat is definitely coming. And that's it. And then, yeah, we've got to start doing some videos again. Got to start putting some videos out. I did try and do the one video a day, and like I was able to, let's just say, get a good maybe 4 to 6 videos out early on in a week. I just find some of the topics, and sometimes by the time I get to them, it's a bit late. Anyway, we'll work it out. But thank you, everyone, for being here. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Smash the like button on your way out. You guys have all been awesome. Thank you again, and we will see you next week for another Casual Rage. Peace.
They came bound.
Oh, hang on. I just wanted to do this. You know what I mean? Later.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, you know, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
You'd better put a chick in it. And make it fucking gay as fuck.
Going somewhere?
And I want it lame!
Put her on a path of her own choosing, so that no matter which direction she takes, we'll always be one step ahead of her.
What?
That is so lame!
Chopped Beta Bucks Deluxe for $20 says, here's some Foster's money. Can I put it towards bourbon, please? As opposed to Foster's. I don't want any more Foster's. Foster's is the worst beer I've ever drunk, ever. And that, like, ever. Anyway, thanks, Beta Bucks Deluxe. Take it easy, guys. Let's continue the outro. Bye.
A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
No, what is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like dusting crops, kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. They're bounce into a supermarket and then...
Yeah.
It'll be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're losing the deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking very caution.
You... Go away!
We bounced too near a supermarket?